another Mayr in the morning. Woo, woo, woo. I took my boyfriend's gummy vitamins by accident. I'm pumped. I don't know what the effects of that is going to be. Maybe I'll make it a regular thing. Hello, guys. Mayr in the morning. It's Friday morning. Yes. Drinking coffee. World War III is breaking out. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are excited for the weekend. Does anyone have any cool weekend plans? I don't know if I have any plans per se that aren't content related. I will be on Who Are These Podcasts tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's going to be live, but I know that my part is around 2:30. So if it is live, I'll definitely be tweeting beforehand. It was a big week. It was a busy week. It flew by. It flew by for me. Tuesday, I interviewed Brandon Strock from the Walkaway Movement, who was arrested the day I was supposed to interview him last year. Yeah, he was supposed to make his second appearance. He was supposed to come on. I think it was around January 25th, but he was arrested that morning by the FBI. So we get into all of that. We talk about the FBI like barging into his house, like ransacking his shit. They took his clothes, like everything he wore on the day of the 6th. And he had bought this, like, Brandon's a gay man, so he gets very excited about his clothes. He had bought this brand new Hugo Boss jacket, and like the whole look was Hugo Boss because he was like, I'm gonna spoil myself on January 6th, I guess, because he was doing some speaking. But they took his whole outfit, and he hasn't seen that outfit in like a year plus. So I told him he needs to take a picture of himself in the Hugo Boss jacket as soon as he gets it back. But that was a great interview. And then I did Little Chad's show. I say Little Chad. It's like the artist who does the Little Chad cartoon strip, of which I am a character. Very flattering. And then on Tuesday, I interviewed It's a Gundam, which was wild. It was all over the place. It was like 2 hours long. We were kind of just shooting the shit, really. And then I had Bob Levy on Wednesday. We talked about Howard Stern. We talked about Artie Lang a little bit, if he had spoken to him recently, and kind of the differences in the comedy industry when he started versus now, and how if you are an older comic who has not made the transition to, social media, YouTube, any kind of the new platforms, if you're just relying on literally the stage, you're going to fall behind. So we got into that. And then I saw Batman last night. I'm not going to talk about any spoilers here. I already did a video about it yesterday. The only thing I will say is that I wanted more kissing. I wanted more action between Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz. Is that so much to ask for? I don't think so. I don't know about this shirt. It came in the mail. It seems a little bit too long overall. It's a thing. It's a thing about shirts, and the bottom part is very long too. But it's like I don't want to wear every shirt like covering my ass. You know what I mean? You guys don't understand my plight. That's why I guess you got to buy petite stuff, and it's all like shorter. So yeah. Woo! Yeah, the mob is coming after Ryan. Ryan Kinnell did a Batman review, and he just simply pointed out that more of the more of the villains were white, something along those lines. Whatever. Ryan's good at Ryan. I said to him, all press is good press. Don't sweat it, buddy. And then we got Friday Night Tights today at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to get all into Batman spoilers. So again, if you haven't seen it and you're not going to see it today, maybe avoid that part of the show, that part of Friday Night Tights, when we get into it. Thank you, Marshall. Oh my gosh. How could I possibly forget? Please pre-order my album Live from January 6th. It's available right now on Amazon and iTunes. Amazon is looking good so far. Apparently, I am the #1 comedy album, right? It hasn't even come out yet, but because of the pre-sales have been so good, I'm considered #1 already on Amazon. And I think in just top album releases in general, like including music, I'm number 10 right now, right behind my buddy Bryson Gray, which is fantastic. So if you haven't bought it yet, go to iTunes, buy it there. We're going to try to get those numbers up. That way I can piss off all of the woke comics and my life will be complete. Yes, it's a really fun album. The first 20 minutes or so are about, you know, January 6th, the Biden administration, lockdowns, the coup, all that stuff. And then a bunch of material from just my last 10 years of doing stand up. So it's very fun. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. Got a bunch of shows coming up. See me live. I will be in North Carolina. I'm going to Texas next week to promote the album. I'll be on You Are Here on Tuesday, and then I'll be on InfoWars on Wednesday. Very excited to go in person to InfoWars. And then a bunch of other podcasts. I don't have my schedule in front of me. Let's see. Yeah, I'll be calling into the Michael Berry show Tuesday morning. Then I'll be on Mic Drop with Mike Ritland. Then I'll be on, I might do a slightly offensive with Elijah. I might be doing some sort of character. We'll see. And then You Are Here at 7 p.m. Eastern. Then Wednesday, the Drinking Brothers podcast, and then InfoWars. I think I'll be on at around 5 o'clock Eastern. And I can't wait to hang out with all my Texas friends. That will be great. The training is going good. I'm going to the gym. Like, I'm trying to maintain 4 days a week. So, and I like the way F45 works. Like, they have days that are just cardio and days that are just strength training. Like yesterday was strength training, but it was like really all arms and upper body. And I know I say that wearing this shirt, but yeah, it was like a lot of shoulders, a lot of arms. Like, this is sore right here. Like, that's how you know you've done push-ups, if like this right here is sore. But I wasn't like sweating a ton, and it's good to sweat a ton also. So they have like days that are just strength, and then over the weekend they have like hybrid workouts that are like both strength and cardio. And I like those too. So I'm gonna try to go twice this weekend. Just trying to keep crushing it, man. Just trying to get svelte for spring because I got Content House coming up at the end of the month. That's a fun project. Bunch of buddies, content creator people. We're all going to go out to the Poconos and shoot content for 24 hours. We're going to see how that goes. But yeah, album drops on the 15th. So pre-order it now and you can be among the first to hear it on the 15th. Live shows that I'm doing after this Texas trip. I'm heading to North Carolina. So I'm going to be back at Good Nights. Haven't been there since 2019. I'm very excited to come back to Raleigh, North Carolina on St. Patty's Day. So get tickets for that. And then I'm heading to Savannah, Georgia to do the Wormhole March 19th. March 20th, I'll be in Tampa, Florida to do Side Splitters at the Grove. And then I'll be with Comedians of the Compound in Atlantic City at the Claridge Hotel at the Celebrity Theater, April 22nd and 23rd. I think the 22nd, the show's at 8, and the 23rd, the show's at 5. So for tickets, go to ChrissieMayr.com. Please and thank you. You hate that the mob is coming for Ryan. That's what they gonna do. That's what they gonna do. It's not even about exactly what they say it is. It's really just about them feeling power. They just want to cancel people, honestly. Hello, Earl Wentworth. What would you do if I found a male friend in bondage? What would you do if you found a male friend in bondage? I guess if I happened upon a male friend who was in bondage, I'd be like, whoa, buddy, what happened? Who did this to you? Which way did they go? Should I call the cops? And I guess I'd help to untie him. I'd have a lot of questions, though. Front porch. Sup, porch? Good morning, Lady Mayr. My weekend plans, you ask? Adult beverages and cigars with a friend on Saturday night, Sunday brunch, and then a visit with Mama. Oh, that's so nice. So nice that you have a mom that's alive. Way to rub it in my face. Oh my God. It's almost like Happy plague doctor. It's almost like a bunch of 80-year-old politicians figured out they can't take the world with them, so they decided to destroy it for the rest of us. Yep. Yep. It's interesting. What do you guys think about Ukraine and Russia? I think it's a big old distraction. It's like I said in some of my tweets, like, what do you do with multiple nations who are so angry at their governments for their botched handling of COVID? Like, what do you do? You're not gonna make that go away. It's been 2 years of this anger building up and resentment. So you can't squelch the anger. You just have to simply like redirect it. So it's like, don't be mad at us. Be mad at Russia. Be mad at Russia. You have no clue about Russia or the Ukraine? Good. We're going to tell you what to think about the Ukraine and Russia. It's fucking crazy, man. I don't know if you guys had listened to a previous show, but I was like, I don't trust or respect the people who are telling me to root for the Ukraine, which is why it almost makes me want to go in the opposite direction, right? So I made on T Public these shirts that said rooting for Putin just because it's funny. It was a great design. Frank made it. It was like a retro looking like sunset, like an old school Roy Rogers type logo. Anyway, so we get this email from T Public. Your design has been removed. Dear Chrissie Mayr, we're very sorry to inform you, but due to a violation in our terms and conditions, we had to remove your designs rooting for Putin. We understand it can be frustrating when you're abruptly told you can't continue to sell something on TeePublic, but in order for us to continue supporting artists, we must comply with applicable intellectual property laws. What intellectual This is wild. If you believe your work has been removed or disabled by mistake, you're welcome to contact us, which we did, and we will consider the matter. However, nothing herein shall be construed as an agreement or a course of dealing by us in the future to take any action or refrain from taking any action, and TeePublic reserves all rights. If you have any questions for us directly, feel free to reach out. We also ask that you please refrain from re-uploading any removed designs back to the site, as this could result in suspension for your account. So my Rootin' for Putin shirt was removed from TeePublic. I think Frank emailed them. We're gonna figure out why, because it was what? It was an original design. It wasn't copied from anybody. So what can't we say on TeePublic? Putin? Or can we not say rootin'? Or can we not say the number 4? We can't say the word Putin? That's pretty wild, if that's the case. Anyway, I ordered one. I hope that I at least get mine. I hope that I at least get my Rootin' for Putin shirt. So I ordered a couple. So I think this is and obviously there's people way more qualified than me, smarter than me. Glenn Beck did a really good commentary that I listened to last night where he was basically talking about like what we're seeing right now is basically kind of like the new world order, the great reset in action. It's basically a great example of private companies kind of pairing up with governments to kind of do kind of cancellation on a mass scale. We first heard in this country, people are pouring out their Russian vodka. Oh, we can't drink our Russian vodka anymore. Yeah, fucking blow me. Send me your Russian vodka if you can't bear the sight of it. And I think I heard that they had taken down from Disney Plus Anastasia. I just have to watch Waffles. I don't know what the fuck she's eating. All right. That's a dryer ball. Okay. They took Anastasia down from Disney Plus, but supposedly because it has nothing to do with the Ukraine-Russia conflict. Okay. So, and then we have this article out of the Daily Wire, which is like exactly a perfect example of this partnership between private companies and government to enact the government's will. Russian-born businessman says, this is out of the Daily Wire, I will pay $1 million to the officer who arrests Putin. So again, it's like it's become so much bigger than individual governments. It's like it's Chinese social credit score, right? It's everybody being like, I'm gonna fucking suck up to the government. A Russian-born businessman announced that he would pay $1 million bounty to officers who arrest Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia. Alex Konanikin wrote on Facebook, I promise to pay $1 million to the officer who, complying with their constitutional duty, arrests Putin as a war criminal under Russian and international laws. Putin is not the Russian president, as he came to power as the result of a special operation of blowing up apartment buildings in Russia, then violated the Constitution by eliminating free elections. I mean, if we're now allowed to arrest people who aren't really the president, what does that mean for this country? Who didn't get it fair and square? Interesting. Then violated the Constitution by eliminating free elections and murdering his opponents. They've really been painting Putin as this awful guy really since the Obama era. Wonder why that is, you know? They're really doing a good job of telling you what to think about Putin. As an ethnic Russian and a Russia citizen, I see it as my moral duty to facilitate the denazification of Russia. I will continue in my assistance to Ukraine in its heroic efforts to withstand the onslaught of Putin's Orda. Oh, the word Orda means horde. Konanikin told Business Insider, if enough people make similar statements, exactly, it's like this, we're all in this together. It may increases the chances of Putin getting arrested and brought to justice. That's not setting a very good precedent. It's encouraging mob rule. Newsweek said Konanikin fled the U.S. and was granted asylum in 1999, adding his asylum was revoked 4 years later and he faced the threat of deportation to Russia before the decision was overturned. He is based in New York City. There's a CEO. So it's not even in Russia. This guy lives in New York City. And he's like, I'm going to pay $1 million to arrest Putin from my cozy New York City apartment. He's a CEO of Transparent Business, a digital work platform. It says he is also a panelist on the reality television show Unicorn Hunters, alongside Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak. On Thursday, he issued a LinkedIn post saying he didn't call for Putin's assassination, writing, some reports suggest I promised to pay for the assassination. It's not correct. He's probably like, I wouldn't be upset if it happened, but I didn't call for it. Yeah. While such an outcome would be cheered on by millions around the world, I believe he should be brought to justice. Yeah, by putting a bounty on his head, essentially. Okay. On Thursday night, Senator Lindsey Graham tweeted that the only way to stop Russia's invasion of Ukraine was for someone to get close enough to Russian President Vladimir Putin to assassinate. For real? This is for real what Lindsey Graham said? Yikes. That's pretty fucked up. We're just calling for the assassination of world leaders now? Ew. Graham tweeted, is there a Brutus in Russia? Is there a more successful Colonel Stauffenberg in Russian military? The only way this ends is for somebody. Oh, damn. Why do they want to take this guy out so bad? Is it because he's not following the New World Order? Is it because he's or is this part of a play? Is this all just a big show for us to distract from the COVID lies and bullshit? But damn, this is so inappropriate for him to basically call for this. Wow. Okay. Graham's mention of Brutus was a reference to Marcus Junius Brutus, the Roman politician orator who was most famous for the assassination of Julius Caesar, who believed Caesar had become too autocratic and thus wanted to replace him. Graham's mention of Colonel Stauffenberg was a reference to Colonel Klaus von Stauffenberg, who made a failed attempt to assassinate Hitler at the Wolf's Lair in 1944. Interesting. Elon Musk looks a little bloated and squinty there. I saw an interesting reaction from someone on Facebook. I want to pull it up. Yeah, da, 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 da. It's a big distraction. What are they distracting us from? Okay, I'm obsessed with this dude. Not just because he's got a gun in his pocket the whole time. I mean, that is part of it. So this guy's 100% onto something. So this is like,
it's always the peasants and the
here we
peons.
go.
Conspiracy theory on all of you.
What is actually going on in
Putin.
Ukraine? Look at this guy.
was
Look at this guy.
WEF,
He's jacked.
along with Trudeau and the rest.
Woo!
I don't believe any of this shit. Yes, there's a war, but in war, it's always the peasants and the peons and the civilians that die, right? So what Putin's done is he's mobilized a bunch of fucking Mongols and fucking Eskimos, Chechens, people without social media, miles away, a bunch of 20-year-olds, told them they're on a military exercise, put them on a military exercise, they told them they were attacked and sent them into fucking Ukraine. They didn't even know what they're doing. Most Russians don't even know what's going on. That's the first thing that's happened. Ukraine's defending itself, but, and not to sound too crazy, Alex Jones, 7 months ago, said
Russia. This guy always walks around with a gun in his belt.
Alex Jones, it's all video.
And he's been proven right.
He's been proven right over and over again. He goes, don't worry, there's going to be a big thing in February, World War III to distract
True.
us.
Alex Jones did guess that this would happen.
Are they trying to distract us from the COVID crimes the last few years? Is it because the international banking system's fucked? Is it because inflation's out of control? Do they need this war for some reason? Because I am at the point now where I have so little faith in politics. I believe there's somebody above Ukraine and above Putin who's made a call to both of them and said, you're the good guy, you're the bad guy. Go. We need this now. Go. Send some people to get blown up. Some idiots that no one has a Facebook account for. No one's going to know they're gone because we all live on the internet. No one with an Instagram. Send them to fucking go die. And we're going to cause some issues. So we have an excuse for inflation and the banking system failing and the dollar failing and all the COVID lies and everyone getting sick from the vaccine we made them take and everything else. I really am at that point now where I have no faith in any of it.
Putin,
I'm not saying the war isn't happening.
young butternut.
The reason they're telling us is fucking bullshit. I agree. Why is Putin just invading Ukraine to the point of trying to take Kiev?
To what end?
To what end? He ain't gonna be able to take Kiev without massive civilian casualties. No one's gonna accept it. The Russian populace won't accept it. Half of them have fucking cousins in Kiev.
The Russian military won't accept it. A lot of them.
Most Russian soldiers from Moscow won't fucking attack Kiev building. You need some Eskimo idiot.
These guys are in quite the man cave.
So I'm a conspiracy theorist now. None of it makes sense. I'm sitting in the war room. I'm sitting here in case the Russians come. But I don't believe in any of it anymore.
Alex Jones is right.
Alex Jones.
Oh, TikTok. From Young Butternut, Putin and China are conspiring to take down the dollar as the world's reserve currency. That's what this is all about. Yep. The wild man. I think the Ukraine situation is more complicated than what is happening now. Hoping to put more details together from YouTubers and other proving a bigger picture. Yeah. It's just not good enough for me to hear the mainstream legacy media say, "Oh, he's such a horrible guy. He's a murderer." Like, I mean, look at what the Clintons did. Look at what Obama did. Every president has murdered somebody, some group of people. So it's just not enough for me to hear that, for me to be like, all right, let's root for them. They've turned the Ukraine into a NATO proxy against Russia. Yeah. I have some smart people in the chat. The elites want all currencies to fail and bring to digital currency and the social credit score. Yeah. Gosh. Yeah. Biden has certainly done a lot to keep inflation going in this country. Oh, this has been bothering me too. People pronouncing it Kiev. That's Kiev, you fucking morons. I don't know anything about most things, but I know it's pronounced Kiev. Stupid. MSM has forgotten about China's bioweapon and their genocides. Yep. Yeah, we're not talking about the Uyghurs anymore? Okay. I just want my rooting for Putin shirt. That's all. It really keeps me off. The great city of Kevin. Yeah. All right, what else can I share here? Was that all about Russia? I think so. Oh my God. Okay. Jimmy Dore had a good take on it. Let me see if I can pull that up. Jimmy Dore, YouTube. I enjoy Jimmy Dore. Big fan. Big old fan. How was I not subscribed to his YouTube channel? That's wild. I think maybe they unsubscribed me. Was it this video? Ukraine Nazis exposed. Experts blame U.S. and NATO. Could that be it? Oh, what's so funny? They even have Ukraine ads on Jimmy Dore's video. That's funny. This is going to be such a long video. I don't even know like what clip in here specifically. I should probably watch it first.
The situation we're in the Ukraine with Russia was not only avoidable, but it was predicted by every expert who ever talked about it. And then, of course, Joe Biden and the United States just ignored all that. And it's as if the United States and NATO wanted a confrontation like this to happen in Ukraine. It's as if
the conflict started in 2014. Here's what Aaron
Mates tweeted out. He says condemnations of Putin without acknowledging that the conflict started in 2014 are meaningless. United States backed the Maidan coup in 2014 and fueled the ensuing Donbass war, where 14,000 plus have died with the United States weapons. So I'm going to show you a video where Lindsey Graham and John McCain brag about, and Adam Schiff brag about arming those people in the Donbass to fight Russia. Russia's invasion is a new phase. It's illegal, but not out of the blue. And so this gentleman did a Twitter thread. He said, most fascinating thing about the Ukraine war is the sheer number of top strategic thinkers who warned for years that it was coming if we continued down the same path. No one listened to them, and here we are. Small compilation. So this it goes from Kissinger to, here's the first guy. This first guy's name is Mearsheimer. Now, I never heard of this guy before, but this is a speech he gave in June 2015, and he's considered like the leading guy on foreign policy and international politics and stuff. And he gave this speech, so this is like, what, 7 years ago?
Oh, this video is not available anymore. Crap.
Listen to what he has to say, what got us to this point.
But I actually think that what's going on here is that the West is leading Ukraine down the primrose path. And the end result is that Ukraine is going to get wrecked.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to just play Jimmy Dore's whole video. I thought it was like a little snippet, clip it. But he's great. Follow him. Watch his stuff. It's a big old distraction. What do you guys in the chat think? Everyone who dares to say that NATO helped manipulate the situation gets labeled a Putin apologist. Oh, right. That's being called the new racist now. Wait, what? Wow, we're literally fed one false narrative after another with the corporate media. They're demons. Yep. God forbid anybody thinks for themselves. Oh my God. If I were Heather McDonald, I would definitely tell that joke again. But that's the thing, is like her head might be all fucked up and maybe she can't, redo the fall part of it. Okay, this is fun. And this has nothing to do with Russia, but I think it's fantastic. So, this came out the other day. So this just happened on Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune, great show. I can't believe it's still on the air, to be honest.
Okay.
I can't believe this.
In your hat.
So it's pretty obvious, like, what this is. All right, let's restart it because this woman guesses.
Okay.
Another feather in your hat.
Another feather in your hat. The patience that you have to have as a host of Wheel of Fortune is like really incredible. G.
Tell us.
Morons. Is it worth going bankrupt over? You fucking morons. You deserve it.
Okay.
Another feather in your lap.
No. The patience he needs to have to not. Pat Sajak has to stand there like a saint and not laugh at these people and not like scoff, not roll his eyes, not be like, are you kidding me, man? Not give him any hints. Wait a second. There's a trip to Chicago on the board. That should be a penalty. Who the fuck wants to go to Chicago right now? I'd take going bankrupt over a trip to Chicago. Look at that. No, thank you. I don't want to get shot. Oh, boy.
What do you want to do? Go ahead and spin if you don't know.
I wonder if a trip to the fucking Ukraine is a prize on that wheel as well.
Well, what letter would you like?
A P.
This woman is a fucking moron.
Yes, there's
A P. Another feather in your pap. In your.
I will solve
Okay.
another feather in your map.
Christopher, it's your
In your
turn.
map. You know the old phrase.
Oh my goodness.
That's what she's doing right now in her head. She's going through all the words. Is it dap? Is it cat? Is it is it lap? Oh boy.
So what letter would you like? A C. There's a C up there anywhere. There you go. You want to solve this?
I'll solve. Another feather in your cap.
Yeah.
Hey. I would love to see a version of Wheel of Fortune where like Pat Sajak says what he really is thinking. Be like, you guys are morons. You don't deserve this money. Go back to school. Bro, these people vote. True. I'd be like, use all of your prize money towards buying books, please. Please. It's cray. These people don't read. Yeah, but I think that's it. I think that's what's going on. So painful. Sajak was tweeting about it? No, he was not. Was he really? Let's search it out. Pat Sajak. He has like a hard name to spell. Let's see. Does he? He's talking about misinformation. Boring. All right, I'm gonna pull up his feed here. Maybe one of you guys can see it before I do. Pat Sajak. A separate account for Wheel of Fortune. Was it about Wheel of Fortune? Maybe it's on the Wheel of Fortune account. Let's check. I'm a wheel watcher. Look at him. He looks so tired. Oh my God. It always pains me when nice people come on our show to play a game and win some money and maybe fulfill a lifelong dream and are then subject to online ridicule when they make a mistake or something goes awry. Oh, come on. They're fucking dumb. Last night's feather in your cap puzzle was case in point. Sitting at home, it seems incredible that they couldn't solve it, but I know in real time what was happening. You knew in real time what was happening? The first attempt to solve feather in your hat, which, by the way, is how a lot of people say it. No, it isn't. Nobody says feather in your hat. It's always been feather in your cap. He's like a retard apologist. So all three players thought it was a good solve, and were stunned when I said it was wrong. Now imagine you're on national TV and you're suddenly thrown a curve and you're getting worried about looking stupid. And if the feather isn't in your hat, where the heck could it be? You start flailing away, looking for alternatives rather than synonyms for hat. No, you don't. You look for a different word with the middle letter of A. And of course, when it's solved, you want to crawl into a hole. I've been praised online for keeping it together and not making fun of the players. The truth is, all I want to do is help them. I would help them get through it and convince them that those things happen to even very bright people. Okay, Pat. But mocking them online and calling them names, these are good people in a bad situation. I don't think being on Wheel of Fortune is a bad situation. I think winning that trip to Chicago is a bad situation. They're under a kind of stress that you can't begin to appreciate from the comfort of your couch. Unless you've been on Make Me a Millionaire or whatever that name is, that show. You should shut up. You're on your couch. Good-natured laughter is one thing. Heck, they laughed at themselves. But hey, cut them some slack. Unless you're there, you have no idea how different it is in the studio. We can still make fun of them. Why are you broadcasting it on TV then if you don't want people to watch it and comment on it? I have fun with players and I tease them occasionally, but when things go wrong, I feel for them and I try to salve the wounds on camera and off. So yeah, it was an oddly entertaining puzzle, and it's okay to laugh at the situation, but have a little heart. Come on, these are poor people on a game show. They weren't forced to be on this game show. I'm pretty sure they signed up voluntarily to be on this game show. They every step of the way, they had many opportunities to not be on the game show. They knew it was going to be like live on TV, broadcast everywhere. You have to accept that this is going to happen. You're going to look dumb. It's possible. After all, you may be there one day and no one wants to be trending on Twitter. I want to be trending on Twitter. Guys, I hope that if I'm ever on Wheel of Fortune and I'm looking fucking dumb, you guys better have something to say about it. I would be upset. This is crazy. Why is Pat taking up for these idiots? How dare you make fun of them? Well, I don't know. Guys, have phrases that are either more widely known. That's your fault, Wheel of Fortune, that nobody knows your stupid phrase. Yeah. Oh, Pat, wait, hold the phone. Adamantium, Pat Sajak lives 10 minutes away from me. I'm not going to ask where you live, but that's pretty awesome. I know, I'm ragging on Chicago. I've been to Chicago. I performed there in 2019 before all this crap, but even then it was bad. It was not ideal. It wasn't a great trip. It wasn't like, wow, it's beautiful here. Sub Crash. Good morning, Chrissy. I have another guest suggestion. Karen Ann Harlos, aka the Pink Flame of Liberty. Is this a stripper? I'm writing her name down. Karen Ann. I should really make some sort of an online thing where you guys can like give me your guest suggestions because I get so many messages. And oftentimes I write the names on pieces of paper and then the pieces of paper get thrown out by accident because I try to tidy up and I'm like, all these snippets of paper. I can't see straight. Okay, thanks, Crash. It's another feather on your cat. Oh, fuck. That's great. Yeah, Pat Sajak needs to get off Twitter. He's not. You're correct, Gaza. He is not adding anything. Like, what? Don't feel like you take up for these fucking dumb people. It's the deal. You're on a show. You're gonna look dumb. Oh, Tommy G. Yeah, yep. I gotta have him back. He's a real firecracker, that Tommy G. Oh, and now you guys, of course, are writing down all your suggestions. Classic. Daisy Cousins would be a good guest. Okay. This is the suggestion show, I guess. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Because cats have feathers. Yep, I support the current thing. That's what it's all about. Ugh, it's so gross. Like, didn't you guys start to feel like I did? Like, as soon as it was Black Lives Matter, put the black square in your Instagram. That was the first big. Well, there was always like a I support the current thing before then, but that was the first one for me where I really thought twice, and I was like, wow, I feel like I'm being bullied to do this, or else I'm going to be called racist. Don't be bullied into participating in a sort of like mass psychosis. Ooh, I don't know what this says, but thank you, Kayla. I hope that you're not cursing at me in Russian. Hey. Oh my God. Yeah, I am going to be like in Austin next week and people are like, Joe Rogan. I don't know if I'm ready for Joe Rogan. I mean, he hasn't asked me. If he asked me, of course I would have to say yes, but Whoo! Yes, I have done Megyn Kelly. I am working on getting back. Oh, are you saying lol? Uh-oh. Kayla, I hope I haven't upset my only Russian viewer. I don't even know if you're Russian. I'm just like, that's us. I'm assuming. My waxer is Russian. The yellow squares for Stop Asian Hate. Yep. There was that too. Stop Asian Hate did not have the kind of heat. They were like, oh, wait a minute. We can't have Black Lives Matter and Stop Asian Hate because one kind of cancels out the other. Whoops. What are we going to do? Okay, let's turn it back to some local news. In local news, so there's been talk that finally these mask mandates, these vax mandates will be lifted. I even got a message from my buddy at one of my comedy clubs that I performed at pretty frequently in New York City, which was great. It actually made me feel really good that this guy was reaching out to me like, "Hey, you're going to put your veils in soon?" I'm like, "Let's fucking see," because I am not going to perform somewhere that makes people show their papers. And I mean, like, no, I'm not. I would not perform somewhere that made people wear masks. If it was optional, that's one thing, but I am not down with that. So this came out. God, what is today? What is the date, guys? Who even knows what date it is? Do you guys feel ready for March? It's fucking March 4th already. Ah! This came out yesterday. New York Governor Kathy Hochul, which no one voted for. She took over when they ousted Cuomo. Bring back Cuomo, I say. New York Governor Kathy Hochul. Hochul? I don't know how to fucking say her name. Says the pandemic has killed the traditional work week and they may never again be a 5-day work week. She wants offices open at least 3 days a week to spur economic recovery. Twitter and Google commit to work from home days. How bad must it be in New York City right now for her to be saying this? You know what I mean? I was under the impression that many corporations were kind of encouraging / forcing their employees to come back and work full time at the end of the year back in, I think, November, really. The December, I think there was this real push to get people jabbed. Remember the last few months of the year, huge push to get people jabbed so they could come back to the office. And many corporations would not let workers come back to the office unless they were jabbed. Many corporations fired people, close friends of mine, because they weren't jabbed. Would not let them to continue to work from home. But I guess Google and Twitter have been a little bit more lax with their working at home situation. All right, why did they put this right in front of here? It's like as I'm trying to read it. Okay. New York Governor Kathy Hochul lamented that the 5-day work week is gone due to the pandemic, which means, is it gone or is just so many fucking people moved out of New York City, got the hell out of the city, moved to a different state, or they're decided to work from home. They've decided to, homeschool. Maybe like a lot of women are deciding to homeschool their children. She's saying this because there's not a lot of people walking around New York City during the day. You know what I mean? Which sucks for all these businesses that rely on commuters, workers, 9-to-5ers. Things must be bad in New York City. She urged businesses to require employees to come to work at least 3 days a week in order to fuel economic recovery. Yeah, because no one's going to buy a $15 salad if they're not in the city and desperate for a lunch and have no other options. It comes as Google said it would reopen its offices nationwide on April 4th and require employees to come to work at least 3 days a week. Yep. I know a lot of other corporations who were doing the same. Twitter said it would reopen by March 15th, but said employees were free to work from home forever. Forever. A promise made by co-founder Jack Dorsey, who's now stepped down. So I wonder if that will stick. Okay. While Kofi AIDS has been on the decline in New York. Oh, the science has changed. And on the decline in New York and across the nation, Hochul lamented that work from home days would be here to stay. Oh, I'm sad. This thing that we set up and forced on people, they're still doing it. Yeah, people don't just like snap back and do what you want all the time. It may never again be a 5-day work week, Hochul told the New York Post on Tuesday. Hochul's acknowledgement comes as Google and Twitter announced that they would be implementing remote work days for their employees, with the latter doubling down on a promise to let them work from home forever. All right, so they're continuing to do that. Look at this lady back here. I feel like this is a dude. Ugh. Woo! COVID. Why am I coughing? Oh, New York is suffering. They're like, we need Google. We need Google to get people back in the city so people can buy $15 salads at lunch. So people can come get their nails done and get their post-work massages and stuff, and their post-work happy hour and their post-work restaurants. Twitter's offices are set to open March 15th, but you know what else is March 15th? Oh, it's when my album comes out that I hope you guys have pre-ordered on iTunes. They're set to reopen March 15th, but will allow employees to work from home any day they choose. I mean, that's a pretty sweet deal. Wow, guys, look at all the top hospitalization. I mean, it's off the charts. It's wild. Look at all this. There's 0 people hospitalized except for 8 states where there's 20 people hospitalized. Catherine Wild, CEO of the Partnership for the City of New York, the city's largest business group, said Hochul's assessment was correct and that many workers have gotten used to working from home. Hochul has met with a lot of employers over the past few months, and she is accurately reflecting their view. You fucking did this to us, guys. Like, should you be so shocked? Hochul has met with a lot of employers over the past few months, and she is accurately reflecting their view of the future of office work. Why would you come back to the office when your buddy or your friend at company X is like letting them work home indefinitely? Why would you come back to work when you have been able to successfully do your job remotely from home for 2 years? You know, it's like I remember at the beginning of the pandemic, there was this push to make sure everybody had the computers they needed at home, the setups. It was like that was a huge priority. It was like, how can we go? We're in a crisis. We got to be able to do our jobs from home. And guess what? They did that too well. Now people can do their jobs from home. But they're so fucking dumb. They didn't realize like the lasting effects that this would have on the city. I think they deserve it. It's accurately reflecting their view of the future of office work. People will be expected back in the office, but with some greater flexibility in the past. Well, yeah, because if you can 100% do your job from home, why would you come into the city to do it? Why would you spend money on commuting? Like, what is it, $125 a month just for the monthly subway card in New York City? For the Metro North, it's about I would say like between $250 and $280 a month. I would say it's similar for the Long Island Railroad. So just in commuting costs alone, and that's not even talking about parking. We have $125 plus, I'll just say conservatively $250. I suck at math. I'm literally writing this down. That's $375 a month just to get into the city. And let's say for parking, I don't know, it's another like $150 conservatively speaking. 70. Oh. That's it's over $500 a month that people spend just in getting to the city. And yeah, they have programs where you can spend this money tax free, but it's like it's still an expense. You're gonna spend over $500 per month to get into the city, and then once you're in the city, you're like, of course, if you're a chick, you're gonna impulse buy. You're gonna be like, Sephora, TJ Maxx. You're gonna be like, oh, I woke up so early and had to get into work. I didn't have time to meal prep. I didn't have time to like make a peanut butter and jelly and bring it to work. So of course you're gonna go buy that $15 salad. You're gonna buy that $15 sandwich. That they got you. They got you by the balls, you know. I did it for years. It was like part of the fun of working in New York City. It's fun to like go buy coffee and then you're like, why do I have no money? Why do I have no savings? Oh, yeah, because I work in New York City and I'm literally just paycheck to paycheck. I did that for years. And now you've given people a 2-year pause on this madness. People are like, oh, yeah, commuting actually fucking sucks. Getting in my car and sitting in traffic sucks. Or sitting next to strangers on the train sucks. Getting jerked off on the subway is not ideal. You've given everyone a 2-year pause on all this. They're saving their money from not spending it just on frivolous stuff in the city. I mean, yeah, that frivolous stuff is what makes the economy go around and what makes New York City thrive. But people have now formed new patterns. I think probably a lot of people now are more into saving their money. People are probably more family focused, especially all this bullshit with the CRT and school choice and all the stuff that's going on with this, people pulling their kids out. 2 million kids left the New York City public school system. 2 million. I'm sure a lot of that is people moving out. But again, like if you can't move out, if you've got elderly or parents to take care of, family to take care of, your job is here, you can't move out. I'm sure a lot of people are homeschooling too. So that's another reason why, at least one parent decides to stay home and doesn't want to run back to work right away. They've got to take care of their kids that keep them from being indoctrinated in schools. They want to keep a close watch on them. Or they figured, you know what, like what my brother did with his family. They decided the money worked out that they one of them just, my brother just stopped going to work. He just is a stay-at-home dad now because of childcare costs for the time being. Like I'm sure he'll go back eventually, but a lot of families have like reoriented themselves around this new normal. So yeah, don't expect people to snap back from that. People just spent 2 years reorganizing their lives. And I don't think they're going to want to go back to schlepping into the city, commuting, spending a lot of money, um, especially with inflation, what it is now, especially with supply chain issues, what it is now. People are not going to be looking to go out as much in New York City and just spend all this money on a night out. So you kind of fucked yourselves, New York City. Sorry. The governor lifted mask mandates in the city last month, which she said would fuel confidence for New Yorkers to return to in-person work. I don't think it will. I think you're still going to have, no matter what office you work at, you're going to have like woke people who are like weird about, they're going to keep wearing their masks. They're going to be weird about people near them wearing the masks. You're still going to have a freaking witch hunt over the unvaccinated. Well, I feel like at this point, most companies have filtered out the unvaxxed people, like gotten them out one way or another. But they did some real damage to the city. The push for more days in the office was shared by Google as the company announced earlier this week that it would end its voluntary work from home initiative and require employees. So you're being like now kind of bullied to come back into the office. I don't really think that's fair. At least 3 days a week at their offices in Silicon Valley and across the U.S. starting on April 4th. And these dates keep getting pushed back. I've been seeing this for like the better part of a year. Oh, we're going to start, 3 days a week and then 5 days a week starting this date. And then they keep pushing it back and pushing it back. John Casey, Google's vice president of global benefits, said in a statement, "It's been a long and challenging 2 years since the vast majority of our people started working from home. But the advances in prevention and treatment, the steady decline in cases that we continue to see, and the improved safety measures we have implemented across the Bay Area now means we can officially begin the transition to the hybrid work week." Yeah, but why? You spent so much time and money setting people up at home. Why would they come back? Some people would. I totally understand like wanting to go back into the office. You need to have that like, home work. Um, you know, sometimes it helps people with their balance if they're physically in a different spot. Like, okay, I don't want to. I understand the argument for not wanting to work at home because you're like, oh my God, it never ends. I'm sitting in the same room all day. But don't be shocked that most people don't want to go back, especially when, like, if most of your employees are women, don't be shocked when they don't want to come back into the office full time, especially if they're taking care of their kids. This is a new Twitter CEO. Parag Agarwal said Twitter would reopen their offices on March 15th and urged employees to return while also doubling down on a promise to let them work from home whenever they wanted. So they're just like doing this for appearances. Okay, here's the announcement. All right, small print. Not going to read it. Oh, is this Hochul?
And in consultation with school experts as well as people
Don't
who
you
are
already hate her?
engaged in the whole ecosystem of our school system, we talked about what was announced by the CDC when they announced new guidance on masks. So the CDC, just at the end of the day on Friday, surprised a lot of people, but came out with their risk assessment by county. And this is an important dynamic for us to talk about. It looks complicated, but based on indications that they look at, infection rates as well as admissions, they've come up with a calculation of what constitutes a low, medium, or high community level. And 70% of the population
Community
right now
level.
lives in an area that's considered low to medium risk. And that's very positive. And in low to medium, their recommendation is that there's no longer requirement that masks be worn indoors, and that includes schools in low and medium risk areas. So given the decline in our rates, our hospitalizations,
The science has
growing
changed again,
vaccination
guys.
rates, and the CDC guidance,
It's safe to come back into the
trends
city and
stay
spend all your money.
Today, we are going to be announcing that we'll be lifting the statewide mask requirement in schools, and that'll be effective this Wednesday, March 2nd. So why are we waiting till March 2nd? This came out at the end of the day Friday. We took the entire weekend to work with our Department of Health and our team here at the Chamber, as well as reaching out to the teachers, the PTAs, talking to school superintendents, and even our Commissioner of Education, Betty Rosas, who's been so embedded in this issue with us, and what an amazing partner she has been. So we wanted to make sure that we had the advice and the wisdom of all these different groups that are really directly affected by this decision, and in touch with them for a number of days.
Like, I know she's talking, her mouth is moving, and words are coming out, but she's not saying anything.
Until later tonight. A lot of people work in the school system are not back, so they wanted a little bit of time to assess guidance that we are working on. It'll be out very shortly. Again,
So counties and cities still can require masks in
York,
schools.
but we believe that by Wednesday, we'll be able to have a situation where we'll have the lifting of the mask
All right.
requirement.
What is that? That was this
children- and
Wednesday.
Children who are in child care centers ages 2 and up who are covered right now.
I'll see
Now,
how
this
it
is
is
an
on
important
Monday when
point
I
to
get
make.
into the city.
We will lift the statewide requirement based on all the data that I've just outlined. However, there are some states, some counties in the state of New York where they have a higher rate of transmission. We will allow them the flexibility to determine what's best for their county.
Why is
and
it?
encourage
I
them
don't
to take a
understand.
look
Like,
at this and follow
why
the
are these
CDC.
politicians so
This will no
boring?
longer be a
She can't like
mandate.
zhuzh it
Not
up. She
just the
can't show a little
counties, though. We're giving it to
cleavage. I mean, I
counties.
know I'm the last person that would ever
Also, this is up to
be
parents.
elected to any kind of
Individual
office,
parents have
but
their own knowledge of their children.
Crigler, are
They
you
know
in the
their
chat?
children's
You want to
health.
jump
They know their
on?
tolerance for the mask.
I'll
They
send you
know
a
whether
link,
for them,
bruh.
if they've got an
Bruh.
underlying health condition,
I'm gonna DM it to
they
your
would wanna
Twitter.
keep the mask on. But again, this is about what the parents now want to do beginning
Ugh.
Wednesday with respect to their children's health. But I want to send a loud
She
message
sucks. Everyone hates
that we
her.
will have no tolerance in our school system or anywhere for any harassment or bullying of any child or their parents, because social media is also a platform for bullying adults and children. They will not have any tolerance.
There's
for
no such
people
thing
who
as
are
bullying an
questioning someone's own
adult.
personal
You're an
decision to do what they want. If
adult.
you want to continue wearing masks, they allow you to continue wearing masks. And I don't want any issues related to that. And I want to be very clear on that. We will not stand for any bullying or ostracization or harassment of an individual or a business or anyone who chooses to wear a mask as we're still going through this.
Oh, you're
And
worried about people who
we are
want to
going to
keep
remain
wearing masks
vigilant.
are going to
We're
get
gonna
bullied?
continue
That's what you're concerned
distributing
about,
masks.
Hochul?
We're going to continue
Dumb
distributing test
fucking-
kits. We're going to continue aggressive vaccination strategies, making sure that there's plenty of opportunity for anyone, including our students, to be vaccinated and boosted.
What's this? Oh, a different thing. Oh, is this like literally the previous video? Ew. Boo. Oh, the propaganda in New York City is icky. they still have all these signs in the subways like you gotta get boosted. There's still like a testing site on every corner. Okay, what is comforting about New York City is a lot of restaurants and businesses do have these masks on the doors, but you go in, they don't give a fuck. They don't check, they don't care, which is nice. I have not. Yay! Crigler!
Hey,
How are you? Oh
good. How you doing?
my God, you look so different. What's different? Did you get a haircut?
I got this like weird puff thing going on. I don't know.
The new puff.
Yeah, it's the thing nowadays. All the guys are doing it, right?
What's new? I'm loving your derelict look. I'm loving the hoodie.
I'm in chill zone right now.
Hobo chic. You are in chill
Home-
zone. You look like a man who's been working from home for 2 years and does not want to go back to the office.
Damn straight. I
Mhm.
mean, technically I'm in my office now, so which is in my home, but I love it. So I'm finally home. I don't know if you knew I
Wait, I need to
was
see.
away for a while.
I need to do a solo layout.
Give me the Welcome to the Crigler
Oh.
Show, everyone. Thanks for joining. Joining me now, Chrissie Mayr. Everyone.
Oh my God! Thank you for having me. Oh
Welcome.
my goodness.
How you doing?
I'm good. It's Friday. Did you see Batman yet?
I haven't seen it, no, but everyone is saying it's good, and geeks and gamers are racist now.
Yes, they apparently
so
should
I
all
hear.
die.
They should all
because
die
they
because
have
of their
opinions.
racism.
Yeah, yeah. Russell Hall thinks you look like a taller Elijah Wood.
Thank you.
That's definitely.
Wait, is that good?
I think it's a compliment.
Okay,
I
good.
think Adam, you like, I don't know. I feel like you were an Abercrombie model. You know what I
Was.
mean? Like what you was past
I
tense
was.
in Abercrombie.
Yeah,
I
past
feel like
tense.
once you reach like peak levels of hotness, it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna chill.
I'm gonna let myself go.
You're like an off-duty model. That's your vibe. You're like, I could be hot. Oh, I'm just one shave away and it's over for you hoes. You're
Yeah,
just
that's
like,
right.
I'm gonna just keep myself down here at 20%. Like literally, you shower and shave. You go out into the world. Women throw their panties at you.
Yeah, I stopped showering and shaving once I got married. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to impress anyone.
It's good. It's good. You gotta just concentrate all that hotness at your wife.
I do. I wake up every morning. I'm like, it's me.
It's just concentrated.
That's how I do it.
In your penis. And that's what morning wood is.
How do you know that?
It's just concentrated love.
I mean, what?
How do I know about morning wood?
Yeah. Wait, what? What's going on here?
I know about things.
Wow, you know things.
Yeah.
What's new with you? Tell me about your life. What's happening?
I saw the Batman. I'm doing this new morning show. I did it like so. I'm trying to do it 3 times a week, but it's I don't know. It's hard. I don't know if it's
hard in the morning, like morning wood.
It is. It's hard in the morning. Morning wood would be a great name of a morning show.
Yeah.
Or if some guy has a last name of Wood or Woods, morning wood would be perfect. Like James Woods.
It fits your vibe though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Morning wood. If I were
wet
a man.
spot, morning wood. It's kind of good.
Yeah. It's good. But kind of it's good. I started like, I'm about to say this sentence and I'm gonna sound like one of these douchebags, but like I started like working out again and I'm doing like kind of keto and it really is like making a difference and I'm like feeling better.
Wait, keto like cutting sugar out?
Cutting sugar, cutting carbs, like really like it's good. It kind of like forces you to not snack on dumb shit.
You want to know something weird?
What?
YouTube just unsubscribed me from you.
No.
I kid you not. By the time I was watching in chat, I was just chilling. I was subscribed. I joined you.
What?
Now I'm here. And I was like, I want to read the comments. I'm going to pull it up. And I was like, wait, it's not showing up in my live feed. So I typed your name in and I'm not subscribed anymore.
Wow.
I didn't do it. I didn't unsubscribe. I swear I'm subscribed.
Wow.
I just resubscribed.
Unbelievable.
Officially.
Adam, I made a like a gimmicky kind of funny merch shirt. Like I have funny shirts for sale.
I want to see it.
But it was taken down. So it was basically a shirt that
now
said
I really need it.
That said rootin' for Putin. Because I was like, I don't like everybody telling me to fucking suck Ukraine's dick. Like, I honestly don't really know much about either country, but all I know is that the people that are telling me to support Ukraine are people I don't trust or respect. or
Agreed.
believe on anything. So it makes me want to do the opposite. And like,
Yeah, the
why
more
are
I
they obsessing?
the more I look into this whole thing, the more nothing they're telling us makes sense. No one's talking about how there's been a civil war and the Ukrainian government has been killing the people in Donbass for the past 6 years. Like over 14,000 people have been killed. And it's like, well,
Whoa.
where's the outrage for that? Like, or like, the neo-Nazi group that's running rampant that they're working with. It's like, I'm gonna hesitate on backing that kind of attitude. Like, sure, if Russia is invading and killing innocents, like that's terrible. Like, war is always bad, but I don't trust their narrative, not in the slightest.
Especially when and all this propaganda, like Putin is such a murderer, such a horrible person. Like I was
Mhm.
at a diner last night and they just have CNN on in
Oh
the
god.
background. And I'm like, this is who's keeping CNN afloat. Literally diners who have it on in the background
Now
because
that
they
they're
don't
not
know.
banned for the
Yeah,
airports.
yeah, because they don't know what else to put on. And I'm just like, oh, it was nonstop Ukraine. Like Putin is horrible, Putin is horrible.
Well, it's the
And
new boogeyman.
the new boogeyman, he's the new orange man, he's the new coof. So, and I'm like, wait a minute, haven't we been drone striking countries like constantly
Yeah,
the
we just
past
bombed
10 years?
Somalia like a week ago.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
See,
nonstop.
when I was growing up, my dad would always say, like, you got to eat all your food because there's some starving kid in Somalia. And I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to put this food in an envelope and I'm going to send it to Somalia. And now,
Did you?
now those kids are all blown up. There's no
Hold on, but
point.
did you? Did you ever
I
do it?
did. I did try it once.
All right, good for you. Good
He
for you.
was like,
Props for following through.
he was like, "You're an idiot." I just put Somalia and then a stamp.
It
It'll
cut
make
to
its
like
way
cut
there.
to like a small kid in Somalia. It's just like two young kid in Somalia opens up. It's like moldy food.
Mhm.
It's just like, they
Like,
still eat it,
I
of
didn't
course,
want
because
I
they
didn't
need
want
the food.
this. Yeah. Russell Hall says one of the first things Russia did was restore water. Is
Yeah,
that
to
true?
Crimea. Crimea, it are in a desperate drought right now. That when Crimea
You know
basically
what? You know
has
what,
no
Adam?
water.
Cry me a river, okay?
All right, they are over there. There's like 2 million people without water, and it's bad. I mean, there was an aquifer, or not an aquifer, like an aqueduct that ran water down from Ukraine, and the first thing that the Ukrainians did was cement it shut. So it basically cut
Whoa.
all of the Crimeans off of water, and it's pretty crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I heard this great God, it was a video on Instagram, and of course now I can't find it, but it had something to do with Putin saying like he wanted a like kind of American influence kind of out of Ukraine. Like he didn't
Mhm.
want America to like pussify or homoify Ukraine like they did with this country. And I was like, damn.
I think that's even surface level stuff too, because look at Hunter Biden being on, and man, it's bigger than that. It's Pelosi's kid. There's a couple American government employee or
Yeah. Why do
their
other kids have ties to the Ukraine?
Yeah,
Weirdly.
and I'm like, yeah, they want the oil that was just recently discovered in Ukraine. Turns out Ukraine actually has a shit ton of oil in 2 different locations, one on the east, one on the west, and then actually a lot of natural gas off of the coastline, which is probably why Putin is interested. But also, guess who is going to make a shit ton of money? Yeah, these people in our government that are like, oh no, it's down with Russia, but let's get Ukraine because we want that gas money. That's what it's all
Mm.
about.
They want that gas. I'm sure like even if like we were to get more gas, I mean there's just no control. Like would the prices come down? Probably not.
No, I remember a time when we were energy independent for the first time in a
Ah,
long time. Remember
not
that?
that long ago.
I remember that. Yeah. And then first thing Biden did was cancel the Keystone pipeline, and then he approved the Nord Stream 2, which helped Russia sell more gas.
What's the Nord Stream? Is that like a different pipeline?
Or it isn't it the Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Yeah, the Nord Stream is a pipeline that runs under the Baltic Sea from Russia directly into Germany, which Germany buys a lot of Russian gas. Actually, a lot of Europe buys Russian gas. So yeah,
Wow.
the Nord Stream 2 was under the Baltic, and Biden approved it. And it's like, well, why are you allowing them to sell more gas, but not Americans to produce their own for us so we can have cheaper gas. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Or it makes perfect sense if you're thinking outside of what they want you to think.
Yeah. Archangel says, did you see the Lindsey Graham tweet? Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Let me pull that up here.
A sitting official
How is this allowed?
calling for an assassination. It's insanity. This
Oh,
guy
wait.
needs to resign.
Is this the wrong one? Should condemn the assassination. Oh, wait. Let's go to his tweet.
Well, that's an interesting tweet, though. What is that from 2016? And now he's calling for assassination.
Yes.
That's interesting that you would have that, because that's a defiant L right there. Right?
Here we go. Is there a Brutus in Russia? Is there a more successful colonel? This has always bothered me, the spelling of colonel. It's not colonel, but they expect you to know how to pronounce it colonel.
Or colonel.
Colonel. I don't like that.
Basically a big ass hat.
Yeah. The only way this ends is for somebody in Russia to take this guy out. I mean, this kind of talk was accepted against Trump for 4 years. People were talking about, I got to take this guy out.
That's true. I mean, we had Johnny Depp. I love Johnny Depp, but man, when he was like, when was the last time an actor assassinated a sitting president? It's like, bro, come on, Johnny. You're breaking my heart.
If somebody were to say, we got to take AOC out, it would be trending for a week.
Did you just said it?
That's true. I did just say that.
Yep.
I mean, I meant take her out with votes.
Breaking news. Chrissie Mayr calls for AOC to be taken out. Wow.
I meant take her out on a take her out on a date.
I don't want to be involved in this. On a date. Right.
Because she's complaining everybody wants to date her. Really, to me, that's just her projecting. She wants to be taken out on more dates. She wants more guys to be into her.
Well, doesn't she have a boyfriend with nice feet or something?
Yes, she has a white sort of small-boned boyfriend. He looks like he has a small frame.
All these progressives have like the most soy boy friends.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it's insane.
Crazy. Russell Hall.
Kamala Harris, another one. Sorry.
Oh yeah. My favorite thing I ever saw about Kamala Harris was like just any of the screenshots with her like before she was in politics on the arm of what's his face?
Willis? Or Willie?
Yeah, and also like wasn't she like
Willie Brown?
Montel Jordan? No,
was she with
somebody
him
else.
Too?
I don't know. I always enjoy
why not?
Those.
Why not?
I'm spreading all the fake news here. Russell Hall, Nord Stream was for Germany. The Russians don't really need it, but German energy policies, I can't read for shit today. Policies make them entirely dependent on Russian gas to run their grid.
You know what you can't think or read right now? Because the morning wood causes the blood to leave the brain.
The blood is all down here, focused on my genitals.
You gotta wake up.
I have to spread my seed before I
oh my gosh,
have my coffee.
A segment I'm doing on my show tonight. You're gonna love it.
Yes, tell me about it. Is it gonna be called?
It's all about
Nightwood?
genitalia. It's about genitalia.
I like Nightwood too.
Nightwood, is that also?
Sounds like a Knight Rider.
So I have this ridiculous article that someone made me aware of this morning. Oh my goodness! So you know about rockets, right? In space.
I do.
You know how they're rather phallic looking.
Basically,
big dicks.
They
right?
are.
Blue Origin, SpaceX.
Favorite reasons. That's one of my favorite things.
It's a great conversation for the Morning Wood Show.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out feminists out there are upset because space should be for both genders.
It's not. It's not for both genders. I didn't know they were excluding women this whole time.
These dick-shaped rockets, not at all. I mean,
do you know that a vagina-shaped rocket is not going to be as aerodynamically suited to going into the space? I imagine.
All right, I'm gonna talk about this tonight on my show.
I don't want to blow your load.
But I have to. No. I have
okay.
to show this to you.
Okay.
Because that's what they're claiming. Please pull.
This is great.
Please pull that clip up.
All right, and please watch Adam's show later for the full diving into this.
You have to
Okay.
see this.
There's a petition to launch a vulva-shaped spaceship because why not? Oh, please.
It's complete with a clit. Look. That's actually
Damn.
where the cockpit is. You sit inside the clit. You
Wow.
are actually the clit commander.
And this spaceship won't take off unless you spend 45 minutes rubbing the top part right here. Unless like a crew of dudes licks it right in this particular spot for a half hour straight, their necks have to cramp up, their mouths have to go numb. It won't take off unless you
How do
do
you
that.
think it gets fueled?
It's so finicky. And if it's the bad mood, certain times of the month, this thing will not take off. You really have a good like 3 weeks out of the month where this can really take off.
Oh, I was dying when I was reading this. I didn't believe it was real, but then I was looking into that group Wehrbrows feminism.
Leave it to
Feminist?
German feminists to ruin everything.
Oh, it's real. It's real. And my goodness. There's a video that goes along with it, and I'm gonna dig into it a little further, and it's hilarious.
Look, I don't even know if I'm accepting the German cookies. I don't know what's happening here. These are specifically the people we don't want in space.
Mm-hmm.
Get these people away from space. I can't even read this. It's all in German. But I know it. You see bangs? Bangs, that's an international language right there. You see a woman with
what does it mean?
bangs? Yeah.
What do bangs mean?
Bangs mean that, look, I'm coming out of a tough breakup. New hairdo, who dis? Men are toxic. That's what bangs tell me. Yeah, I don't trust anyone.
Yeah.
This guy hasn't had a recent headshot. He's afraid to be associated with these people.
Oh man, but you go to their Twitter feed and it's just like it's obnoxious. There's one I kid you not, they retweeted someone who was complaining that there was kitchen pans with advertisements on them of men. And they're like, cooking is a women's thing. How dare they show men on it? And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, isn't it equality? Like, what? I
want to email one of these broads. This sucks because she's actually cute. Like, I feel like she's like young and she's gone astray.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened to me. This girl is just
came back.
This girl is a set of contacts and a couple of tequila shots away from being back on the right side, I think.
What, the one in the middle, Sarah Peters?
This one, yeah. I think she could be convinced to come back. And maybe this girl too. Maybe Marthy, although we would have to give her a new name. Damn, though.
Martha, maybe. Marth?
Maybe
just Marth.
Jasmine is in charge here. Mittag.
Oh, yeah. She's the one who puts the dildo strap on.
Yeah, she's kind of got like manly shoulders.
That's probably a man.
She's upset that guys don't like her.
I'm convinced that's a man.
That's the root of feminism, is like when you're upset that guys don't like you and it manifests into a bunch of toxic shit.
I think that actually it goes above feminism, and it's all things in the outside of the LGB, right? Because LGB is like everything past that. Because like, all right, lesbian is a girl who likes girls. Like, I get that.
Or she's in college and she's just having a good time.
Right. Well, that's the experimenting.
Too many Michelob Ultras.
But all the trans movement, it just feels like they're just trying to get attention, or they're ugly, or they're and they're using it as a shield to like maybe try to get some action.
Well, yeah, when you feel it's all these groups, it's like they feel powerless because of problems within themselves, and they make the individual problems about the group, because the only way you get funding, power, canceling powers is as a group. So it's not like, oh, I have insecurities. I need to go to therapy. I need to work my shit out. I need to get myself stronger internally, work on my goals. No, because
it's easier to blame others.
Right.
I could blame others. Why wouldn't I want that?
But when I get with my victim group, well, then that's where the power comes. And I don't know. I miss the days where space was kind of an exclusive place. You know, they didn't let anybody
Yeah,
into
men
space.
only, right? That's
Yeah,
what I'm talking
men
about.
only. And now, but even though Pete Davidson is a man, I don't think he should be allowed into space.
Is he though? Is he?
SNL
I think the jury's still
comedian
out.
Pete Davidson is reportedly joining Jeff Bezos on a Blue Origin space flight later this year. Here he
What is
is.
up with this guy? Why is he getting? Is he so popular? I don't understand.
Why
I
does
don't
Pete
get it.
Davidson have to be in space? You know what? Send him to space. Leave him up there. Let's leave him out there.
Yeah, I don't
Throw the
understand this guy.
Kardashians in there too while they're at it. Just send them all into space. That'd be
All I
great.
know is he was on SNL, and SNL hasn't been funny for 20 years.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. He's become the media's like golden boy for some reason. And I've talked to a lot of healthy non-toxic males such as yourself, or
Thank you.
some would consider you toxic just because you're a dude and you
Yeah.
talk.
Yep.
But
And white. I'm white also.
and white, which is another demerit. But I think
Yeah.
that he's being propped up as like the ultimate male because he's like the opposite. He's kind of like he's high all the time. He's like not really strong. He's covered in tattoos. He's just like he could be kind of easily led around. I mean, if you're dating a Kardashian, that means you could kind of be easily led around.
You know this guy wears dresses.
Yes, he's just been coasting off his big dick this whole time.
Are you saying that you think he has a big dick? Is that?
I mean, I've heard that that's what's the situation.
So that's what it is. He's got a big
Yeah,
dick. Huh?
imagine he can't go into space because it's like his dick is too big. Like there's some
Well, they'll
kind of
just
requirement.
use the vulva spaceship, right? Because
Right. You have to
you
go
know.
in there, and you have to get weighed to go into space. Imagine they're like, just put your penis on the scale, Mr. Davidson. We have to know. We have to know the stats. We need to know your specs here.
Oh my gosh!
The
Look, if it's too big,
yeah, I'm sorry.
I
We
need
don't make
to-
the rules. We don't make the rules. We gotta let Reginald here go behind you. He's got a micro. He's fully space ready. The
fits in the spacesuit.
Yeah, fits in
He needs his own spacesuit.
real nicely. Yeah, you can zip it up, no problem. The Post said that sources expect this trip to take place later this year. The SNL star bonded with Bezos while he met him in January with his girlfriend Kim Kardashian. How do you even get the opportunity to just bond with Bezos? Like, was he at an SNL party?
You know what? They're probably all in some Bohemian Grove
Club?
place,
Of
and they're
course.
like, "Oh, hey,
course.
you fuck kids too? Oh,
Oh, hey,
they
yeah.
should all burn."
Yep. Ugh. Wow. At one point I used to have Pete Davidson's phone number. He did my show at the Parkside Lounge. I think way back in the day.
Mm.
Back when that might have been 2011 when I was like first starting.
Wow.
Wow, look at that. Look at me. Now I'm just a shameless name dropper. I'm no better than these
Slash YouTuber.
Right? The lowest form of comedy.
Yeah.
They're still dating. I don't understand. I guess him and Kardashian must be one of these relationships.
What is she known for anyway?
Where they're
what did Kim Kardashian? What was she known for?
originally a sex tape, but now she's a mogul. She's a businesswoman. She owns a line of Skims, which are like spandex things that suck in your fat, so you don't have to work
for
out
fat
right
people
away.
To blame others.
Yeah.
It's their fault. It's white supremacy is why I'm fat.
Instead of spending, like, let's say you have $100 a month to spend
Mhm.
on your body, instead of going to a gym and making those bulges go away permanently, spend it on Skims, on underwear that will like smooth away and suck in your bulges. Something that
It's
when
a
you
trap.
take it off, the guy that you're with goes, "What the fuck?"
But the fat traps them in. It's too late.
Yeah, it's too late. And now you're fat phobic and you can't break up.
Yep.
And
if you
guess what?
do,
You know,
boom,
but the
got 'em.
Skims were also holding back a secret penis. And guess what? You can't break up with her now because that's transphobic.
How dare you not suck my female genitalia?
Yeah.
penis?
How dare you not be into some disgusting shit you shouldn't be into. Imagine that she has a a Skims panty that's like perfect for I'd be so not
For fucking?
surprised if we see like tuck back, like tuck it back. The special brand of panties that to hold your penis in, because we already have Sheen. Doesn't Sheen have like a pocket for your dick, like it
I
cradles
have
it?
no idea.
Sheath.
What?
I think sheath.
Sheath?
Isn't Michael
It's
Malice
called sheath?
a sheath model? And it's a type of underwear that holds your dick. It cups and cradles it, and it's like it's
For
okay.
for men that want to hide their dick? Is that what it's for?
It's not for hiding. It's just for holding. I'm gonna
All
Google
right, so
sheath.
that could be cozy, I guess,
I
like
think
someone like holding your nuts, right? It's like,
right.
oh, nice.
The next step up, I think, is an underwear company that is designed to hide your penis, so that you can trick guys on the NBA into sleeping with you.
Got him.
And then
Is that what Biden was saying? Go get him.
And then you get the shit beaten out of you.
I think that's what he meant. His final 3 words of his State of the Union. Go get him.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he also said that he's got the backs of all the I got your back, the transgenders in America. We
Wow,
got
so
you.
he basically said the equivalent of stand by and stand down to trannies.
Yes.
He had his own Proud Boy moment. Wow.
He was trying to cater to everyone.
Yep.
It was a campaign speech. It had nothing to do with.
Did you
just a
watch
bunch of
it, or did you
promises.
just watch clips?
I
like
watched the whole
did?
thing. I did. I watched the whole thing.
How
I
long
have
was it?
to. I have to. I couldn't
Right.
not watch it.
It's your job.
It was almost an hour. And man, it was frustrating, because if you pay attention and you've been in the know as far as what's actually going on and the policies that he canceled from the Trump era and what he implemented, everything he was saying was his own fault. And he was trying to make it seem like he was going to be the savior for these problems that he himself actually created. And it was nonstop. It was really frustrating to deal with.
Does it feel kind of like a work, like an office meeting where you have to like pretend that you care about what's being? I don't know. I imagine if you worked in government, it still just feels like, wow, most of this is so fucking boring, and you have to like hide your personality the whole time. I would be so bad working in the government.
Yeah, Biden, he felt like he was trying to cater to all of the people in the past year that have been ridiculing him and complaining that he's not doing some certain things. He's like, all right, I'm going to do all these things that people seem to care about on the right. I don't know why, but they are bitching at me for the past year, so I'm going to now say I'm going to do something about it. Good for him.
Amshot is glad that he just gave support to those Iranians. I agree.
You heard that, right?
Yeah. Woof. And then they were like zooming in on Kamala's face, her going like, and then they have to be so careful. Her and Pelosi, they're behind him the whole time. They have to be so careful to like watch their faces. I mean, Pelosi's face is so full of Botox, she can't feel it or move it anyway. But like, you have to just make sure you're not going, right? What the?
Have you ever done this? Naturally? Have
Never.
you ever done
I've never,
this?
even when I try to do this now, it's hard. Like,
have you ever seen anyone do this?
No.
The creepy, like, big eyebrows thing. I've never seen it before in my life.
He's short circuiting.
She is too old. She needs to retire. So does Biden, and Kamala should just, I don't know.
I am actually surprised that Kamala is not more in charge at this point. Remember all those memes at the beginning when Biden was sworn in? It was like Kamala pushing him off a wheelchair off a cliff. And I'm surprised that a year in now that she must really fucking suck. They must know how much she sucks for them to not.
There is definitely someone sitting with their hands up both Biden's ass and Kamala's ass, just being like, pop, 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 pop. I don't believe either of those two have any idea what's going on. And even if they do, they're not allowed to say shit. They can't say anything because those two they're clueless idiots. It's insane.
Yeah, they really are. They suck. Andrew Thomas, one of my favorite fans. Hey, beautiful Chrissie. Oh, what about beautiful I think you said this before you came on, Adam. Seeing the Batman today and then seeing your spoiler chat when I get home. Aw, sounds like a good evening. John Hammer, this is just an amazing statement. Do what's best for your business. Do what's best to sell crap in Manhattan. Oh, yeah, I pulled this up because we're talking about Hochul in
Yeah, I
New
was
York
watching a little
City.
bit of that opening up.
They're so shocked that people aren't. No, it's like people have moved out of the city, and if they're still in New York, they're like, yeah, I've been able to do my job remotely from home, no problem. Remember, you were like,
Right.
there was this big rush to set everybody up at home, and it's like, and it worked too good, and people don't want to come back, especially with all the crime. People don't
Right.
want to come back to the city and get shit smeared on them while they're waiting for the train.
Yo, that was insane.
Mhm.
I mean, I've lived in New York for 12 years, and
Oh, you
yeah,
did.
I loved New York. How long have you been in New York?
Since I mean, I'm born on Long Island, and so I
Okay.
started, like, working in the city regularly, like, in '05, so
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I moved there in 2004. No, 2003 actually. So I kind of got like that tail end of like OG New York, like
Mhm.
CBGB's was still like the grungy cool bar to go to. I
I
actually
regret
played there.
never ever walking into CBG. I walked past it one day, I was like, "I should go in and check it out," and then it closed down. I'm
Now it's
full
a
of
John
regret.
Varvatos. It's
So
like,
you
oh my
yeah,
god.
you played there? That's so
Yeah,
cool.
I played there many times actually. It was great. I played there the night that their final night. I actually
No
played CBGB's.
way!
Yeah. So it was
What did you
cool.
play? Did you have a band that I don't know about or
No,
forgot about?
I sing and play guitar, I did, just kinda sat on stage. It was a great night, though. I did have a bass player join me, a buddy of mine, Danny, great bass player. I actually have the CD, the sound guy would make CDs of your live shows. So I
Oh,
actually have
wow.
my final night of closing CBGB's out on, CD.
That's cool.
Yeah. It was
That's really
filled with
cool.
roaches, yeah, it was a gringy play, but New York, like, the attitude of New York was so, like, gritty and awesome.
Yeah.
Now it's got this, like it's weird, it has this what is it? It's got, like, a mask of makeup, and as
Yeah.
soon as the makeup goes away, you find out it's a dude that is, like,
Has a dick.
fat
Yeah.
and, like, it only is trying to get you to be able to, like, kill you and take your money.
Yeah. Yeah, like you're
That's what
being
New York is now.
catfished.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, before there was no makeup, it was just like it was raw and it was crazy, but awesome still,
But you
right?
knew what it was.
I knew
Yeah,
what it was. Yeah,
you walked
exactly.
in willingly. You're like, "You know what? This is gonna be my night to get weird, and I'm
Mhm.
aware of everything that's happening."
Yeah.
And now they have, like, the propaganda, like, "New York City is back!" Like, even on the on the Metro North, like, they have all these ads, like, and
Mhm.
it's like this tableau photo of all these, like, Broadway stars on a subway, not wearing any masks, but they're like, "New York City is back!" And then you're like, "No, the fuck it's
No,
not."
it's
Like
not. There's people I just saw a video this morning about some guy was smoking crack on the train.
mhm. Oh,
Straight up
yeah.
smoking crack. It was like, "Wow.
Yep.
This is the state of New York."
People are so emboldened to smoke crack just on the sidewalk, on
Well,
the
I
corner.
blame Biden for that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now they've got clean, access to clean needles, meth pipes, crack pipes. People were like, "Oh, he's giving away crack pipes. He's also giving away needles." Like
Wow.
that's
You
our
know what?
taxpayer
I'm
dollars
gonna
going
see
for
if I
that.
can get a Biden crack pipe. I'm gonna
You
that's
should. You
on
should.
Monday, I'm gonna
You
see
know?
if I can go I'll go in a little early. Maybe I'll go way uptown and I'll be like I'll try to
I
look to Shelvin. No, you know what? I'm not gonna look to Shovel. I'm just gonna show up like this. I'll be like, "Hi, where's my free crack pipe? Where's my crack cubicle that I can I was promised somewhere that I could shoot up." Yeah.
Man, the state of the world. I try so hard to remain positive, but oof, it's a daily struggle.
It is hard. Kamala is astoundingly incompetent. Yep.
Truth.
Truth. September 11th is Pete Davidson career day. Yes, that's true. His dad famously died in September 11, and that is what many think launched his career because they just
Oh
felt
wow.
bad for him. Yeah.
Right, that's got to be it because I don't see I don't get it. I don't understand. I've never seen him in anything funny.
Hmm.
Um I mean SNL. I grew up when there were like actual comedians on SNL and
Oh, yeah.
it was hilarious. Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore.
I think they must be just very creatively it's a combination of, like, feeling creatively stifled, but they've just hired so many like-minded people that
Yeah.
are just, like, pushing the narrative that there's no in order to like have good comedy and laugh, you have to take risks, and they're just not taking risks. Like I
True.
remember, like I came out with my Greta Thunberg impression before SNL did, which is like there's no excuse for that. Like you even had to wait a couple weeks and then they did some kind of milk toast, very safe version of
We're in an age of competing to consume instead of competing to create, and that's it's
that's
crazy.
like a t-shirt slogan.
Don't steal that. That's I just came up with that. That's
I'm trying to get rooting for Putin back. That's gonna be my focus for the next couple weeks. I really loved it so much, Adam. Let me see if I could get a screenshot. Yeah, it might still be on my Twitter. I'm so mad.
Where did you like host it?
T Public. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna share it. It's probably gone now, or they've paused it. I need to get a mouse pad. Okay. Here, it was just looked like this. It was like any color, but here was the logo. It just said like rooting for Putin.
I kind of dig it. It's got that like 70s camp vibe.
Mm-hmm. Let everyone know that you're rooting for Putin. And the orders were coming in. I think I sold like 9.
Wow. They had to nip that in the bud, didn't they?
They were flying off the shelves. I'm so annoyed. Russell Hall says the Azov Battalion are the opposite of soy boys. What's the Azov Battalion?
That's the like neo-Nazis in Ukraine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I hear the CIA had like a hand in like creating. I don't know if that's true or not,
that wouldn't
but
shock me. What has the Ukraine ever done for me? You know what I mean?
I don't know. 2
of my waxers have been Russian. That's my life experience. That's where my loyalties lie.
Are you gonna stop getting waxed in
protest?
Solidarity?
In protest, I'll do a pube strike. Yeah. I don't think anyone would like that. America 76, 2 cool peeps. Cutting sugar makes a huge difference. Also, the propaganda surrounding the conflict has been at COVID's level. Yeah. Would like to see you in Raleigh, Chrissie, but won't wear a mask at a table. F the government. Yeah, totally come. I think that it shouldn't be a big deal. I mean, I'm not performing anywhere that makes you have a vaccine or anything like that. So
nice.
Fucking show up. I don't know. Just walk in without a mask. Say, Chrissie told me it's okay.
I flew on a plane 2 weeks ago.
Ooh.
And I like, I had like a bag of almonds, and I slowly like
a nutsack.
One, yeah, I brought my nutsack, big nutsack. I gotta have the biggest nutsack, and I would slowly eat the almonds. Just like
yes. That is so
eating my almonds,
Oh, yeah. For some reason on flights now, it just takes me about an hour or 2 to finish one coffee. Like,
yeah.
I've become very slow at drinking. I think there's
whenever they start coming down the aisle, oh,
yeah, I'm always like,
drinking my coffee.
Great coffee. Wow.
I forgot to I was like getting a little full because you can only have so many nuts before you're like too many nuts are in my mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm talking
about. You can't throw them back like you used to. Yeah. They don't go back as easy.
Well, all of a sudden, the flight attendant came up to me and was like, "Excuse me, sir." And I was like, "Oh shit, I'm not wearing a mask. What's about to happen? Would you like something to drink?" And I was like, "Yes."
Wow.
They're like, "All right, what would you like?" And went and got me a drink. And I was like, "What's happening right now? I'm not where."
Yeah.
I wasn't even eating anything. Like, this is what's happening.
That's pretty cool.
For the rest of the flight, I didn't wear a mask and no one cared.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm flying. I'm going to Texas next week, so I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try it out.
Wait until you take off, though.
Right, of course. Right, they can't throw me out midair.
You never know.
Wouldn't that be great? A viral video featuring me and some masks. But all the masks I wear on planes now, they're like completely. It's basically like stripper underwear, and it's like they're visible holes and covered in rhinestones, and that's what I wear now.
So actual thongs.
Yeah, and it's the same ones the last time I was in Vegas that the actual like strippers were wearing. Like they're literally just faces? For show. Yeah, go to Amazon. If you just Google sparkly mask, they come in all different colors.
Nice.
But I've started to notice, like, think about it, like flight attendants, conductors, like I think the large majority of them like don't actually give a fuck. Because if they
Right.
themselves are worried about it or germophobic, like they can just walk away. They can just like go to another area. And what I've been noticing on like the Metro North is like they say, "Oh, do you have a mask?" I go, "Yep." And then I motion like I'm going into my bag to get it, and then
And
I
they
turn
they
around
move
and
on.
they keep walking. So and they're not coming back like tapping their foot like, "Now you gotta put it on." No, I
Well,
never
you
see
asked
them
me if I
again.
had a mask, and
Yeah.
that is true.
So I think they're doing the least. They're like, "We have to ask if you have one."
Right.
I had one. Again, it's just taking me so long to drink this coffee.
It's just crazy how they're flipping the narrative. You know
Yeah.
that it's because they've got shit polling numbers and they have to turn it around.
It's oddly similar to like, I don't know, it's like the left starts talking about Russia and I'm like, this just reminds me of like the old tactics they used against Trump or like, anybody not on their side who might be doing better in the polls. It just seems like I don't know. I sometimes I wonder if I'm in like the minority here, but I think the last 2 years like woke up the average person to
Yep.
a large degree.
I agree 100%.
Like what? It's like I think most people are like, why would we even watch the fucking news at this point?
Yep.
Like
Like,
and
where's Fauci been? They don't need him anymore.
yeah,
They don't need him anymore.
they shipped
You know,
him off.
just today, the Senate voted to end the emergency. Like
Really?
the
Just
the official,
everywhere?
yeah.
The
Hold
official
on.
emergency?
See if I can find this.
Like
Hold on.
emergency trademark? Wow.
Yeah, U.S. Senate votes to end the COVID-19 national state of emergency. Yep.
Wow.
Finally.
Just in time.
Well, I mean, look at the Scandinavian countries. Sweden never even locked down. Florida
Yeah.
never locked down either. But
That's
they
my favorite Scandinavian country is Florida.
well, I was yeah, I'm kind of mixing it up,
Oh
but
no, I'm just like fucking around.
Denmark, they were like, you know what? We're declaring it over. Officially, it's no longer a threat to our population. So okay,
Wow.
back to normal. Life is normal again.
Wow,
But then
one
there's still
company
people. Go ahead.
fired a guy because he said something remotely defensive of Russia. Woof. Yeah, why? Like, that's why I made the rooting for Putin shirt. Like, what's the big fucking deal? And like, so I can't say what is like not allowed on T Public. The word rootin, the number 4, or Putin. We can't say you can't have the word Putin on a shirt.
Right. Well, because you're basically for war. Wait, but isn't that what the Democrats are? It seems like everyone's pushing for war and is all
Mm.
about it. So rooting for Putin, I mean, that's still where we get our gas.
So we have to remember this on the next pandemic that war is truly the cure for pandemics.
Putin,
Putin.
he fixed it.
Yeah, Putin cured
He
COVID.
ended COVID, didn't he?
Yeah. Where's his parade?
Mm-hmm.
Where's his trophy?
Right? Yeah. Where's his Nobel Peace Prize for ending a deadly global pandemic? Thank you, Putin.
Did you know he was
Appreciate it.
70 years old?
What?
Putin.
He's 70?
Yeah.
He looks pretty good for
I was
70.
like, whatever moisturizer he's on,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we need to be talking about.
You know, the World Economic Forum removed him from their site.
Oh, I was just Googling that before the show. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's his standing with the World Economic Forum? Probably not very good if they're coming at him this hard.
Yep. I think that he had ties with them and basically was like, all right, well, you're part of this globalist shit. I'm Russian. We're going to keep it Russia and go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, whoa, no. We need everyone to be under our umbrella. Like, look at Canada. Canada's our perfect puppet. So I think he was
young
just like
puppet. Yeah.
Yeah, and half the parliament too, which is just insane.
Right, and then there's all these clips going around like where Schwab is bragging about how and maybe I heard this on the
Did you say Carlos Schwab?
Klaus. Did I say Carlos?
I don't know. It sounded like it. You might have said Klaus. I don't know.
That's
But
his
in my head, you said
his Latinx counterpart, Carlos Schwab. Carlos Schwab, he's stealing jokes left and right. I've heard clips of him where he's bragging about the World Economic Forum has gotten their young, like they've gotten people into the cabinets of different, like bragging about
Macron
these people
of
are
France,
embedded. Yeah.
Trudeau. Yeah. Who
Ugh.
knows how many other people, man. And Notice he never mentioned anyone in the U.S. government because why? The U.S.
Why?
would freak out. I think Americans
Why?
would be like, "Whoa, all right, that's enough."
So
They vote him
is
out.
the America, are
It's
we
not.
like closeted gays? And it's like, are we like the guy
Yeah.
that's like very conservative and buttoned up, but meanwhile he like loves get a
Oh
dick
yeah.
in his ass at night? And that's what's going on. Like we're
Yes.
closetedly supporting the globalist agenda, but it's like, please
You know
don't
what?
pull us out on it. No,
It's
God no.
basically like America is got a big Jack Murphy beard, right? Seems seems very manly, trying to be the alpha dog in the room, but you find out he likes fucking young boys and getting a dildo in his ass.
So the America is the liminal order, and Klaus Schwab is the dildo.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, you get it.
And then America's like, no, it wasn't in. It was just around my butthole.
No, I just like it in the cheeks. Feels like a
Yeah.
hot dog. I like
was
that.
an important distinction he made. It was not in. It was just, it was around it. It was on it. It was near it. So I hope everyone
Oh my
remembers
goodness.
that. Top of the morning to you, Chrissy. Thanks, Pilgrim Media. Russell Hall, it doesn't take 30 minutes if you keep a rhythm. Oh, we're talking about the
Vulva
vaginal
spacecraft?
shape. Yeah, vulva spacecraft. I don't know. It takes me fucking forever. Like, I don't know if I have mental problems or I've got too much on my mind. It's like, it takes me forever. Russell Hall, vagina-shaped flying saucers are the future. Derek C. Thanks for the super chat. Chrissy, check out Pfizer report release March 2020. The real data is so hidden. It's filled with so much double talk and qualifiers. I heard Owen Schroyer, he had his classic like desk covered in papers, having a meltdown situation. And he was like, and he's reading all the, basically this document, like everything that came out that they're trying to hide from the people, like basically kind of confirming like all the side effects and all the
9
fucking
pages of side effects.
and they so much of it has to do. Remember, one of the conspiracy theories of COVID is like, oh, it's AIDS. The jab is AIDS. But then like Owen is reading through all these side effects, and like so many of them begin with autoimmune deficiency, and then it's something else. It's like immune deficiency for this disease, for that.
Yep.
So when you break it down,
I can't talk about it on my show right now because
I
I'm on
can't
2
either.
strikes.
In fact, we're not even
kind of did.
We're not even talking about it right now. We're talking
No.
Pete Davidson.
Big dicks, Morningwood.
That's what we have to do. I just have to flank anything controversial with Kim Kardashian or Pete Davidson or like big dicks.
Hopefully it works because I'm on 2 strikes right now, so I can't risk it.
Like instead of saying like tippy toes, like what you yell when someone's coming into the room and you're talking about them, like you have to go Pete Davidson, and it just undoes what you just said.
All right.
I think I know how
I'm not gonna
YouTube
adopt
works.
that, but
Yeah.
Hopefully it works for you.
Russell Hall says gas, oil, titanium, palladium, wheat, lots of wheat.
True.
I don't know
Lots
what
of
this is
wheat.
about.
Ukraine.
Oh, Ukraine, what they're into.
Yeah.
I mean, I really only know them from gymnastics, basically churning out good gymnasts, both Ukraine and Russia. So.
Some Metal Blood says, "Good job, Chris. You got Adam banned again." That would be fitting that my channel gets a strike for this conversation on your show.
We basically didn't talk about anything crazy.
No, I mean it's facts. It came out. It's actual like it's Pfizer documents. So it's not like it's how is it misinformation?
Yeah.
It's from Pfizer. Like it's their actual research.
It's actually this information. Like it's this right here.
Yeah.
So you can't do misinformation, you can't do disinformation, and you can't do this information. Like if you have an actual link to a thing.
Yep.
You can't just read information. Russell Hall thinks I've been using the Hitachi too much.
What's that?
It is a
wait. Do I want to know?
It's a back massager.
Is that how you get your spacecraft to launch?
It is. It's how I launched my Volva spacecraft. And it's USB charged. It's cordless.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice. Take it on the go.
Yeah, I needed to launch my spacecraft because it's too many buttons to push if I don't use it.
Oh man.
I like talking in code.
Yeah.
Alan
Pete
Reed.
Davidson.
Pete Davidson. News and politicians lie. It's the common people who always suffer with war and sanctions. Ukraine government have been killing and bombing Ukraine's people for years, but who cared? Learn from history.
Yep, over
They-
14,000 people have been killed over the past 6 years in Ukraine. Is anyone talking about that? No.
No, they want people to be in a perpetual state of not remembering shit.
True.
Killing off the old people are dying mysteriously from old age and natural causes.
And heart attacks
And heart attack. So
blood
many,
clots
so many
and
people are
all
getting
these
heart
things.
attacks now. Yeah, it's such an odd coincidence.
Yeah, it's weird. Why is there a spike of all those things? Huh.
But it's like the people that would pass down their wisdom suddenly are oopsie daisy. They're dying. I guess it's the boomers. There's a lot of old boomers.
Yeah, I blame the boomers.
Yeah. Archangel says war never changes.
It's true.
Yep.
Sad.
Oh, a comedian is calling me. I wonder what he wants.
Is he someone is just goes as comedian?
No, it's my friend Clint. He's also
Oh, okay.
like, I've gone snowboarding with him a couple times.
But you just call him comedian?
I say a comedian because I assume nobody knows who Clint Esposito is.
I have no idea who that is. So
Yeah.
I didn't hear A. I heard comedian.
Comedian,
Me.
just
And I'm like,
comedian.
oh, comedian's calling me. I have to take this call. Comedian. It's comedian.
It's like a Russian called him. Oh, comedian is calling me.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, it's like the villain. Oh, what do? I tell terrible jokes until they die.
Yes. That's gonna be my superpower. Just bad jokes. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So here.
Gonna be? Sorry.
Ah!
Ba-dum.
Oh wait, Jeff Hellman is here with a comment. Hey Chrissy, I told my friend that Compound got robbed. He doesn't have Compound, but asked if the hot redhead from the Donkey Christmas special is all right. Yes, I am all right. Thank you very much. Donkey Christmas special. That sounds sexual.
It does. Is
Okay.
it not?
So the studio was robbed on Monday night. So my show is Monday nights at
Okay.
Compound, and
Oh, it's a comedy place. All right.
it's the network. Yeah, it's Compound Media. It's like the Free Speech Network. Although now they've stopped calling it the Free Speech Network because free speech has somehow become synonymous with white supremacy. But I think that's lame.
Yeah.
We should still keep calling it that. But yeah,
Agreed.
this woman wandered in behind a bunch of us, like me and a bunch of guests. And like we also have people from the fucking bar that we hit it off with that were like, come over, come to the show. This woman was not part of that group because people were all Irish. And we're like, oh, you're here from Ireland? Come on, we'll give you a show. This is great. We'll consider this to be off Broadway. Like, come on over. We had a group. We went in and she, I guess, snuck in behind us. And apparently this woman has come to the building before and hit a bunch of other floors. Like, it's like, this building is in the fashion district. What is she going to make off with a sewing machine?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's like a tailor.
Bunch
who's
of
across the hall.
fabrics.
Yeah, a bunch of sparkly fabrics. So she came in and I guess people knew that she had robbed some people because her photo was up. They had like printed out her photo and put it in the lobby. And then, I didn't even realize until like Tuesday afternoon. It's the first time I looked inside my wallet since like Monday night. And I was like, oh God, there's like a huge wad of cash missing. Like I had $300 stolen and I had a credit card stolen. And I called up the credit card company and like they tried to buy a subway ticket and they tried to spend like $400 or $500 at a Dwayne Reed.
Wow.
So, and then they took somebody else's, and so that we were able to watch the footage, and they were watching it like not in real time, but like on Anthony Cumia's show, like the flagship show. And nobody was watching the fucking green room. Like this girl, you see her, she goes up to the coat rack, she's going through all the coat pockets.
Wow.
And then I had my purse. Like just like this big open tote bag. And I totally hear my mother's voice being like, this is what you get. You have a bag that doesn't have a zipper. But like she would have unzipped it anyway, even if it had a zipper. So like my bag and my laptop in the laptop case and a pair of jeans that I just bought were under the coffee table. And I guess she's not a size 8 because she didn't steal my fucking jeans. And she didn't take my laptop, which would have truly fucked me so much. Maybe she's more of a PC gal. But like you see in this footage, like her going through, she's like rooting through my tote bag and somebody comes and she's like, she like quickly, it's like sleight of hand. She's a lot of, she's throwing her coat over it. And it's a lot of tactics. She's very confident. And then she's FaceTiming with somebody. She's looking around and I'm like, oh, I wonder if she's scoping out the studio to come back to like snatch up a camera or something. And I'm looking
Probably.
at this woman, and it's like, my first assumption was like, okay, this was not a white woman. I had a tweet like, yes, I was robbed. Her skin color doesn't matter, but yes, it is what you're thinking. And so
Okay.
she's there. She's immediately there. She was a tan woman, and I'm like, oh, she must be here looking for bread. She must be starving. That's the only reason why she could be here. I wish I could have met her. I would have happily given her all the money in my wallet. She left me $2, by the way. She left me $2 fucking
left
dollars
money?
in my own wallet. Yeah, I was like, what? $2?
Why? Why?
Because she didn't want to take all of it. I guess she wanted to leave me a tip.
She had a heart. Okay.
This was a kind woman. But I'm looking at the footage. I'm like, she's got this really nice coat on. She's got really nice boots on. So I was like, this bitch has nicer clothes than me. So
Maybe she knows how to make money.
I guess she does.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she figured something out. Stetson's gold. I saw Batman. I didn't get spoiled, but in one word, underwhelming. I didn't think it was underwhelming. I thought it was good. If anything, a little bit too long, but it was fine.
All right.
Jack Murphy was right. F Sydney for hating on weed. What? That doesn't make sense.
What? Jack Murphy was not right. He attacked her for something that someone else asked about.
He was triggered. And
got
here's
triggered.
the thing about when you have
What up, Meta?
not that I'm a perfect person, but here's the thing. If you're a person who's walking around carrying a lie, it starts to show in ways like you start to think everybody knows, you know what I mean? Like if you're just barely keeping a lid on it, you think, oh, this person's trying to out me. This person knows my secret and they're trying to via super chat, like out me, And so he had that in the back of his mind. Whereas like Sydney, Elijah, they had no fucking clue. They're just reading super chats. But in his
Elijah
mind,
might have known, but Sydney definitely not. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah. And she was just like, what? So
and handled it like a freaking boss too.
Yeah.
Just like moved on, didn't get agitated, just kept flowing because obviously it was triggering to Jack.
I would have been like upset because I don't like it when people are mad at me. I would have been like deer in the headlights. But then I think you never know until you're in that situation. Part of me would be like, well, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? Like, what's the problem with this? Like, let's break it down.
I would have definitely snapped.
You
wouldn't talk if someone talked to me like that on my show. I would definitely have snapped.
Fuck you. I'd be like, well, wait, why is I think I would
or
try
to
to get
like
into
my
his
co-host.
head. Yeah. I would be
Yeah.
like, why is this why are we having feelings about this? Like, let's talk about it. You clearly have feelings about this. Why? Why do you have feelings about this? And then he would probably have it would have gotten worse and worse. Because at that point, you either have to talk about it or come up with a good explanation for why you're so angry that you're cursing about it.
He needed to face the facts and just answer it right off the bat instead of, because of what he did, the internet started digging.
Yeah.
And found a lot more than people knew about.
I'm so annoyed because I wanted to have him on and go through all the memes with him. I'm like, this would be a great idea. It would show you're like a real person. You would like, I don't know.
I loved it when
you to people.
Said, you called them out, but you didn't even know. It was before everything happened. You were like, Jack Murphy should come out with a sex tape. Is that?
And he freaked out. It was on What's What? That would have been the perfect opportunity for him to be like,
so
actually,
good.
I've dabbled.
I know.
may have recorded a thing or two in my day, all in the past, of course. But not only did he not own up to it, he judged everybody around him for the mere thought. The idea, and he's kind of and I remember he was like sitting next to one of my friends who is like an OnlyFans girl, like a sex worker, whatever, and he was definitely like being judgmental towards her, which I didn't like. I didn't love that. So
I can see that.
I was like, wow, everybody is a mirror, everybody in this life is there to show you parts of yourself.
Only most people don't want to know themselves.
Face
themselves.
Row House. What did Adam remember about his debate with Karlyn Boyrsenko? I remember her making bizarre claims about critical race theory. Somehow it's anti-everybody, really. I don't know much about her. I just know that she seems to like every time I see or hear from her, it's something negative or she's bitching about someone.
Yeah, she blocked me on Twitter now because she had some horrible takes, and I called her out to her face on my show, so it's not like I was saying anything behind her back. She like thrives off of the haters and gets so
drama. It seems like she's someone who needs to create drama.
loves the drama, and it's so annoying. It's like that's I mean, but the geeks and gamers guys, they love drama too, but they don't let it trigger them. They monetize it. There's a difference in the way that
they definitely
they
channel
handle it
Yeah.
emotionally. And see, here's the thing about the whole critical race theory. It is anti everyone, in its own way, in different ways per each different group, as it were, even though I don't even like separating people into groups, which is why I think it's such a big deal. The whole thing, I had a debate on my show. It was like usually I have segments on my show or like an interview, but this was a thing where it was like the whole show was just her and I debating.
Is it called Getting Criggy with It?
No, but that's really good. I like that. I'm glad I came up with that on your show today.
Okay. Take it. I don't need it. I can't
so
use it.
The argument was, is critical race theory anti-white? And I think it is. And she was so angry about it because there were like white supremacy groups that were like trying to use it as a recruiting tool. And I'm like, that doesn't change the fact that it is in fact anti-white. It is. It's using white people as the boogeyman to be mad at. Like, look at that show. Everything's going to be all white.
Oh, it's horrible. It's the
so
most
bad. It's so
racist thing ever.
cringy. And it's like they're making white people the bad people. And now her argument is like, well, it's equally bad because it's teaching black people that, they can't make it without white people. And I'm like, yeah, that's really demeaning. And
That's
people
the whole
should.
Democratic Party.
Yeah, basically. But it didn't change the fact that it was in fact anti-white.
Okay.
So
it sounds like she was just being combative, maybe.
Well, she wouldn't listen. She doesn't. When people don't listen, they're just like, I'm just waiting to respond. I'm just gonna give you. I'm gonna give you what I'm trying to convince you this whole time. I don't even care what you have to say. That was the debate where I was like, I'm listening. I'm hearing what she's saying. I'm countering points. I'm like bringing up what she's talking about and like giving another side of the viewpoints. But there was none of that from her. It was all, I'm right, you're wrong. And I don't deal with that shit anymore. If you're just gonna sit there and tell me I'm wrong when I know I'm not, fuck that shit.
Yeah, she's been coming after my friend Carrie Smith, which I don't love.
Yeah, Carrie's awesome.
And I think it's been showing a lot of people like, oh, if you have a problem with Carrie Smith, then you're the issue because she's the nicest person.
Yeah,
ever.
She is really sweet.
And also, it's like, what is the point of recording a conversation with somebody, having a podcast? Like, your opinion. You got to drop some of that. Meet the person you're talking to in the middle.
Yep.
How are you going to convince anyone of anything? It's just like basic communication skills, like trying to repeat back what that person is saying to you and trying to best weave in your position.
Yep. Well, that's gone. People don't know how to do that anymore. And it's really sad. Because people need to know that. I mean, it's like having a little bit of empathy, understanding someone's viewpoint, and putting yourself into their shoes. If you can't do that, then you're not having a conversation.
Yeah. If I were talking, I'd be like, look, I understand you're in desperate need of some vitamin D. Let's just put that anger aside. Yeah.
Here, this is, I want you to meet my friend. His name's Pete Davidson.
Don't worry. He's got enough D for you and all of the most famous women right now. There was a woman throwing candles in a Walmart, and I was like, I'm no psychologist, but I think this woman needs dick.
Oh my gosh.
And then someone was like, you're projecting. I was like, I'm not going to turn down dick. Like, how is that an insult?
You're like, you're right. I need it.
You're right.
I want it too.
I need it. Everyone needs it.
Well, you're not running around screaming, my pussy doesn't matter.
Right. She said, Black Lives Matter. My pussy matters.
No, she said it doesn't matter.
What? Hold the phone. I'm going to bring this up.
Hold on.
I thought she was saying Black Lives Matter. My pussy matters.
For science, we're going to have to watch this again.
For science purposes.
Have a great time, man. My pussy matters.
Oh, it does. Okay. Hold on. Wait it.
My pussy matters. Have fun paying your own.
Wait for it.
Black Lives Matter. My pussy matters.
I swear she switches the tone.
Black Lives Matter. My pussy matters.
Oh my God, it's so great.
I love it how she, like many people have said, she clearly has played at least high school softball because she's got a sick underhand.
See, she said Black Lives Matter don't matter. She
Black
switched
Lives
it.
Matter.
Oh.
My pussy matters.
Okay, you can stop it. It's on repeat now, right?
I want to listen.
Black Lives Matter. My pussy matters.
This is my new ringtone.
Great time, man. Black Lives Matter. My pussy matters. You make no
What is-
sense. What is
This
wrong
is
with
great.
you?
I love this.
Matter, but her fucking pussy matters. Black Lives don't matter. Her fucking pussy matters.
Okay, yes, he's a little unhinged. I don't.
Yeah.
I was triggered by this because I'm like, look, these candles haven't done anything to you. This is like a sad woman destroying candles is like a hungry man throwing away food. You know, it's like, look, these candles are here to help.
Yeah.
Take one home, put one in your purse, whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
No, just light it. You're gonna feel better. You're gonna feel calmer.
And those heavy too. Like if someone like was walking down the aisle and didn't like see a huge candle being tossed, like she could have seriously hurt somebody with those things.
Yeah, and her goal is
Look at that.
like
She was tossing them.
her goal is to throw these up high for maximum breakage.
Yeah. What is this doing?
Yeah.
What is exactly being accomplished here?
You know, protests aren't supposed to be peaceful, Adam.
Right.
You know, sometimes you have to get uncomfortable. People have to get uncomfortable for change to happen.
Right. Yeah, of course.
And unless
How
this
could I forget?
a Walmart employee is cleaning up broken glass, society is never going to change.
I think she's just mad that her pussy doesn't matter anymore.
Again, this woman, she feels her pussy doesn't matter because she has been ignored. She's got no dick. Clearly, she's ignoring herself. She has her roots are coming in hot. She needs to take a spa day. She needs a makeover. Maybe she's run out of contact lenses and she has to wear her glasses now. There's a lot happening.
That right there looks like a classic case, basic Karen bitch.
Who's she even throwing them at? Is there somebody in the electronics section that she's got a beef against?
No, that's like the cat food area, I think. You know what I mean? She's probably mad at the rising of prices to feed all her cats.
She's probably upset that cat trees are $85.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Damn.
man.
Makes me want to go. These poor candles.
Candles lives matter.
Candle lives do matter. We're gonna hold a candlelight vigil tonight in
Yeah.
remembrance of all these candles who lost their lives.
Oh, I saw you got a candle going right now behind you.
Oh yeah.
go.
I feel passionate.
In solidarity.
In solidarity of the candles who lost their lives at the Walmart. This is Yankee Candle. They are not a sponsor of this show yet.
I have a candle. Hold on.
Yet. Go get your candle. I
This actually-
cannot say
This was
enough.
sent to me.
Wait a second. You need a solo layout. Explain this candle.
Can you see it? It's
Ooh.
called the Whiskey Rebellion.
Okay.
And it says, "Is that a fucking tax?" That's the candle.
That's the whole
This
candle?
This was custom made for me.
Wow. What does it smell like?
I don't know how to
Freedom?
describe it. Yeah, we'll go with that.
This
Go with freedom.
shout out to Yankee Candle. Sparkling snow is the best. If you don't know where to start, it's like vaguely pine, but not in an overly Christmassy kind of way, because obviously we're past Christmas.
Right.
I like it. It's a good like wintry smell. And did you know this? When you're out there, you know, there's a lot of men watching, so this probably doesn't apply to you. But if you're out there smelling candles, that you can just smell the lid because of the way that the candle is poured. I guess the scent gets trapped in the lid. So you don't have to smell the candle itself. You can just like smell the lid. And that's the
Cool.
gist of the candle.
Cool. I think I'm immensely bored now.
Wow.
My goodness. I almost
Okay.
just fell asleep.
All right. I already did that comment. Gamer award. I think Jack got off to it. That's why he did it. Yes, I 100% think part of the kink is the like, oh, am I gonna be found out? Because the second he got into the public eye at all, as any kind of like influencer, he would have been like, I gotta get this shit off.
Yeah.
So
Well, he paid someone to get it off the way back machine or some shit, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that article, the cuck article that was the start, the match that started it all. He tried to get it removed from the internet, which is why people were like, "Hey, what's up with that cuck article you wrote and that you tried to get rid of?"
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Metastep. I understand Karlyn's take because her goal is to end CRT and she thinks it's counterproductive. Carolyn is pretty bigoted sometimes. Annoying AF.
I mean, right. The ends is to try to end critical race theory, which we should. I think it's segregating people and it's teaching racism. It's just
Yeah.
making more people more racist. That's what it's doing. So it's like what the end game is, I agree with. It shouldn't be taught. It's terrible that it's being taught to kids because it's teaching racism.
Mhm.
But she is just, when someone thinks that their way of doing things is the best way and the only way, and they can't accept anything else.
Yep.
That's that. And nobody likes that. You have to be able to see someone other's position to maybe get them to see what you're trying to say. It's almost like she's doing a complete disservice to ending critical race theory by being that hard-headed about it.
Yeah. Stetson's Gold said, I did like Colin, Garrell, and Riddler.
Farrell.
Oh, Adam, I could
Maybe.
go on a whole rant about how Timcast treated you, but won't. Glad you got a channel now, dude.
Thank you, Stetson. I appreciate that. And I like your profile picture. The Mask was an amazing
Mask.
movie. Yeah,
Somebody stop me. That's all I remember. Yes, he corrected himself. Farrell.
It was. All right, cool. I got you, Stetson.
Rowhouse says, I was going to say, Carolyn would say, Showtime, all white doc is anti everyone. I mean, sure, they call whites ignorant, liars, and villains, but it is anti everyone, really.
Yeah, I mean, and well, she would explain it as though like I said earlier, it's teaching black people that they are victims and they need to, they can't do things because of white people, instead of teaching everyone that you can't do shit if you don't bust your ass to make it happen. Period.
I think
Right?
the message is also like, you can't just live your life, have goals, start a business. It's like, to me, it seems like they want you as a black person. You have to confront and address and obsess about this racism problem. And to me, that just sounds like a big distraction from like starting your business, living your life, having a family. It's a lot of like hours that you have to sink into. Oh, now I gotta learn about all the ways that I'm being persecuted against, or everyone's conspiring against me. It's like, just go do the things.
Yep. Yeah, someone in chat said obstinate. Yeah, that's exactly Karlyn in her ways. Actually, I know a lot of people that are like that. It's sad.
It is sad. I feel sad for her. K-Max says, Adam, I read that your political journey was similar to Tim Pool's. You were an Occupy Wall Street guy, but wokeness drove you away from the Democratic Party. Is this true? Around 2016, you changed.
Not at all. Not at all. I don't really. I didn't do anything political at all. People are like, oh, he was a leftist. And I was like, I was never a leftist. I just didn't. I was just apolitical. Like, I never paid attention. I never was part of the conversation until I joined Tim on that show. And then I was forced to talk about politics. And because I didn't know anything about it, I didn't have anything to say. And I was like, I don't like that feeling. If we're going to talk about something, I want to know what I'm talking about. So I just started, digging in and quickly gained a strong opinion on things. And that clearly wasn't what he wanted my position on that show to be. So, but no, I was never a leftist. I voted Democrat once in 2008. I voted for Obama just because it seemed like that's the narrative that would be like the only thing that I could say. Maybe I was a leftist, but I wasn't. I wasn't political. I was playing music at CBGB's and Joe's Pub and, on the streets of New York,
So you got the sense, you're like, I'm a free spirit, man. So you got the sense that he perhaps wanted you to be more leftist than you were, or were hoping that you would be more leftist
Tim?
as like a counterpoint.
No, an idiot.
No.
He wanted me to be a somebody that didn't know shit so that he can be the smartest guy in the room.
Why would you want that though? Like,
I
and I'm not looking to like, we don't have.
No,
I'm
you
not here
just
to like
clearly
talk.
misjudged
Yeah.
the type of person I
Yeah.
am. I mean, we had known each other for 6-7 years, so
Okay.
it's like it's shocking that he would have assumed that I was going to be that guy. It's like that's not me. I'm not that person.
And also, like, let's say even if you were less informed and through knowing him and doing his show, you grew and evolved to be a person that was more informed or looked more deeply into things.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you applaud someone's like growth and change? And I mean, we're all becoming better people and more informed people all the time anyway, right? So I don't know. That's
Well,
confusing.
some people don't like having the attention shared. So
Some people don't like having sharing the screen, which by the way,
hey, what's up, Steven? How you doing, man?
I don't want to share the spotlight. No more Adam.
Steven's done some artwork of me.
Who's that talking in the background? Just ignore him.
What's happening right now?
It was me not wanting to share the spotlight.
All right, Chrissie Poole.
I was doing an act out. I'd be less racist if the non-whites at our local grocery store returned the shopping carts properly. It's fun. We're having fun.
So that I don't think that's a race issue. I think that's just lazy people.
That's just all people.
Yeah, all people are like that.
Shouting from the cheap seats. How about Karlyn's hot take? People choose how they die. Oh, the Holocaust thing.
You saw that, right? Yeah.
That was bad. That was strange.
And
I've heard people say you choose how you're born. Like I've heard the argument for like you choose your parents. It's like this spiritual thing. But yeah, I've never heard somebody say you choose how you die. That seems kind of fucked up.
I don't know what she was thinking. This is just a bad take.
Just a bad take. Raynor Chen. I know a Chinks. What is that? Like Latinx or Chin-X? I know a Chin-X who got blocked for saying CRT is anti-white. I heard he went hood shopping later because CRT called him white. All right, I'm gonna need an interpreter for this super chat here. I'm gonna say Chin-X though from now on. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Chin-X.
Chin-X.
All encompassing, right? I'm sure China would love that, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
They'd hate it. They'd hate it so much.
Yeah. Overall, it's like if we can all just take away that whatever our media is pushing so hard for us to believe, I think it's a safe bet to just like kind of feel the opposite.
Yeah.
Or like think that the opposite could be true.
Yeah, I spent the last 2 years breaking down media's lies and finding out the truth for myself to be the exact opposite of what they said to me, to now have them telling me that Russia's the big bad guy who's, going after Ukraine. And I'm like, all right, I got to look into this. And the more I look into it, it's like the Donbas region actually declared its sovereignty from Ukraine. And we got to remember that all of these countries were created in 1991, when the USSR fell. So these are all new countries that are still kind of like, it's not like it's been hundreds of years, right? It's less than, well, it's like 30 years. So
what happened to the USSR?
It went bankrupt.
It expired.
Yeah, they couldn't support it all, so they broke apart into different countries. It's still, I still don't know enough, right? I feel like the more I learn about things, the less I know, because there's just like, it opens up another door which is like a huge library of information that you need to know to understand fully. But I know Ukraine was still new, but what happened in like 2014, I think it was 2014 with the Donbas region, where they were like, we're our own country. Like this, we don't agree with what the government's doing. We're declaring sovereignty. And Russia is actually saying, we're going to recognize that sovereignty and support this country of Donbas. And no one's talking about that.
Say the country of dumbass?
I think it's Donbas.
Oh.
Donbas? Hold
I'm
on.
gonna call it dumbass.
I want to double check. Yeah, it's Donbas. Donbas.
Donbas.
It's Dumas, all right? But think about that. If that's the narrative, and Ukraine was basically in a civil war against this country and was killing them off, like, you know what? We're just going to kill you. So Ukraine has been killing its own people for 6 years, and no one said a word.
Wow.
So now Russia's coming in and going, we're going to defend these people. You know, I'm not pro Russia. I'm not pro Ukraine. I'm not pro anything. I'm pro truth. I'm anti-government because right now
Yeah.
I'm seeing governments playing with little chess
Yeah.
pieces and innocent people are getting killed.
Yep. Puppet
And I don't like
strings
that.
galore. Yeah. Shouting from the cheap seats. Adam, when you were around Beanie Boy, was he as hyper Russo-phobic as he is now?
I don't know. We
It's a
never talked about
complicated
Russia. It
question.
was like we started the show in February of 2020 and we were
Wow,
talking
that's it?
we were talking about Sonic the Hedgehog and Skinwalker Ranch, like cool ghost stuff. We weren't even supposed to be a political show. And then COVID hit
Wow.
and it was just like, well, we're going to talk about everything. So,
I didn't know that. That's kind of interesting.
yeah.
But I think everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. I couldn't be happier in my life.
Okay,
You
good.
know, I love my life. I have an incredible house. I live on a freaking river. I have a river right next to
Do
my
an
property.
MTV Cribs. Do like a
I could. My house is that dope. I love my house. I got a sauna. I've got a hot tub. I got a chicken coop.
Whoa.
I got a root cellar.
Wow.
Yeah, my house is old, really old, but I
A
love it so
root
much.
cellar. I looked at a house once that had a root cellar. It was interesting. It's basically just like an outside basement.
Basically, yeah. It's a little room. It's really dope. Crigler Creek. Yep. I love it.
Crigler
On the
Creek.
other side
I
of my
like that.
river is a big private forest. I'm living in a dream
Wow.
world, and
Look
I
at
wouldn't
you.
be here.
My river, my forest.
It is. It's mine. I literally own it. It's amazing.
That's
Well, my
awesome.
section of it anyway.
Look, let's be real about this. At its heart, the conflict isn't about sovereignty for separatist regions or fighting extremism. It's a NATO issue, says Russell.
And oil. It's all about the oil.
All
I
about the
think that's the
Earl.
root. They want the oil. NATO wants access to oil. They would save millions and probably billions of dollars a year. Russia would save billions of dollars a year if they took Ukraine because
Wow.
they have to pay Ukraine like $2 billion a year to ship oil through Ukraine. That's why they wanted the Nord Stream 2 through the Baltic Sea. It's all about the oil. That's it. All of this. It's
You're so smart,
ridiculous.
Adam.
Well,
I'm so
thank you.
glad I'm so glad
Been
you
doing a
came
lot of
on.
research.
He's got brains, he's got beauty.
Oh, stop it.
just a lot of concentrated positive masculinity coming through the screen. He's got his own river. Nothing's stopping this
Got
guy.
my own coffee.
You guys, wow! Tell us about your coffee. Do you make?
Well, you don't know about my
pods?
coffee? What?
I do know about it. I just was setting you up to plug it.
I meant thank you for that opportunity to talk about my delicious coffee. Well, first off, someone actually sent me this.
No!
Isn't
What
this
is
cool?
that?
This is
Look at that
what I used
sweet
to look
mug.
like.
No, is it really? Are you
Yeah, I
wearing
used to have-
earmuffs?
Used to have long hair. Well, there's the headphones, right?
Oh, of course, right.
I'd wear the beanie, the UFO, which I actually, by the way, I totally
I can make a
stole this
UFO
from
noise
Tim.
with my mouth. Can you make a UFO noise? You go.
I don't know. I can't do it, but I stole the UFO from Tim. That's right, Tim. I
Oh
took it.
no!
I don't feel bad at all.
Can you
I
get
also-
another one? Or
I
is
also
it like
found-
limited edition?
I also got this in the divorce.
Oh wow,
This used to sit on the Timcast IRL desk.
that's beautiful. What is
And,
that? Is it slosh around inside itself?
Yeah, it slowly moves with the power of UV lights.
Oh
And it sits on
wow.
my desk now. And yeah, I made away with those with the divorce. But anyway, I started a coffee company because I love coffee. I'm really obsessed with coffee. I like really good coffee. And I was so sick of standing in front of the coffee section in any store and going, which one do I try? Buying a $15 bag of coffee and having it suck. And it's like, oh, I'm so sick of that. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start a coffee company and get fresh coffee. And it has it doesn't have a best by date. It has a roasted on date. It's actually roasted after you order it. So it is actually the freshest coffee that you can get.
Wow.
You can't get fresher coffee because it's roasted. As soon as you order it, within 2 days, it's roasted and shipped, and you get it. And it shows roasted on date. So I mean, you just can't beat fresh coffee. The difference is astounding.
You know what I would prefer when it comes to products and expiration dates? Because it's like I've eaten many a product past the best by date. Like the best by date doesn't scare me. Like,
Right.
we grew up with not a lot of money. We grew up, my house was very much, my dad would be like, "You see mold on bread, cut that part out and keep going." You know what I mean? Just eat around it. I lived in an eat around it house. So what would be helpful to me would be a worst buy date. Like, I don't need a best buy. I've eaten lots of not great food, but like,
Mhm.
tell me when this shit is about to like be the worst.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, it'll be
This
the
will kill you
or
now.
worst from date. Yeah, it'll be the worst from 2 years from now.
That's
I don't
funny.
know. I think that would be good.
Yeah.
Wait, a
Well,
couple more and then I'll let you go. Hold on. Shouting from
cool.
the things. We already did that one. Russell Hall, I think has more. I did that one already. Wait, did I? I think
No.
it has more to do with the fact that Russia has hypersonic missile technology ahead of us. That's why NATO is encroaching to level the field.
And that's
Hypersonic missile
wouldn't that be
technology.
frightening though if Russia, if it was the opposite and Russia was like, you know, Mexico and Russia like were teaming up and Russia was building a
My
bunch
God.
of bases down in Mexico, like wouldn't that freak Americans out? Wouldn't that freak the American government out? Yeah,
Because
definitely.
we need the Mexicans to fix our roofs.
And yeah. Sure. Okay.
Don't take all our day laborers. All right, Elsa Jared, hail Chrissy. Hello, Adam. Chrissy, you were looking for guest ideas? Flawedzilla would be great. I wrote it down. I don't know who that
Flodzilla
is.
is awesome.
Is that a
Yeah,
drag queen?
no, Flodzilla. I'm gonna tell him you said that. That's
It's a great
hilarious.
drag queen name.
No, he's actually a co-host on my show on Mondays. I have a show on Monday. Well, it's my show, but I've turned Mondays into Based AF Mondays.
Yes.
And I have a little panel, kind of like my own version of Friday Night Tights. It's
That
just
sounds
3 of us
great.
right now. You should join us one of these times. It's
I would
really
love to
fun.
be based.
Yeah, you're rather based. You'd fit in perfectly.
Yes. Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, definitely check out Flawed. He's great.
All
He's
right.
got a great story.
Remember the Cuban Missile Crisis? Vaguely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my God, Adam, I am so like delighted that you clicked on a link and came here.
But
And,
thanks for seeing my name and going, yeah, come right on. And you sent it before I even said anything. It was just kind
really?
of like, yeah, I was like, all right, yeah, there it is. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
I was
So yeah,
told you were
thanks
in
for
the
having me on.
chat. So I was like, ooh,
Yeah, it was fun.
yay, you're the best. Everyone follow Adam. Everyone watch
Thank you, Chris.
Based. What is it? Based Mondays?
Based AF Mondays. Based
Mhm.
AF Mondays. So based as fuck Mondays. But
Based as fuck.
yeah, that's the vibe.
Everyone pre-order my album live from January 6th. It comes out. It's available right now for pre-sale on iTunes. Trying to beef up those numbers because Amazon is doing great so far.
Come back on my show. We'll talk about it. You can promote it a little more.
I would love to. I would love to.
Yeah.
Thanks,
We'll talk.
guys. All right. Until next time. Bye. Thank you, chat. Thanks for your super chat.